Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing. Yes. What's going on, everybody? It's boy Sal in the building, man. Episode 153. Today was choppy, man. Today was pretty choppy. Kind of scared me a little bit today, especially in INNl and a couple other stocks that we'll talk about. Of course, my lines are open. I want to hear what you guys traded today. Shout out to all the people in the chat room. Henry Ramos, say he likes the old beat. All right, cool. Need a Life, Astrid, Trader Marv, J Bino, Dom Willis. Who else is in here? Cinco Hernandez. What's up, man? Roderick Gray. Trading Jedi. What's going on, everybody? Travis. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. And again, thank you to everybody who's joining me, new people and old people on the show. And today was it was kind of choppy. We had some new stocks run today. I'd love it if the market would start to become a little bit more consistent. There are some stocks I'm looking to stick with for the rest of the week. One of them being USRM and INNl. All right, USRM and INNl, I'm going to be sticking with for the rest of the week. All right. In fact, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that these good times will continue to run in USRM and in INNl. Although INNl scared the crap out of me today. After I saw some people saying that, they were closing their positions in the stock. Adam is long. Okay, Adam, Astrid. All right, Jeff Thayer, you also going long? Okay. Yeah. I'm loving the way INNl is flagging to the right like that, man. If I go look at that INNl chart, on that 5-minute chart today, on today's action, I love the way INNl is setting up right now. I'm absolutely loving the way the stock is setting up. All right. We had the gap up opening. Obviously, people are excited and happy about the previous day's performance. They want in. They came home from work yesterday. They saw what was up. They bought in. The stock gapped up, pulled back. But we had buyers. At, what was that? They pulled back to around 197. Yeah, 196. And we had buyers at 196. Thank God, because it was scaring me a little bit. We opened up and we reached 248. And then all of a sudden we got into the twos, and then 199, 198. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But we did find buyers. Yes, INNl looks really nice. And I'm sticking with it for the rest of the week. Well, I'm taking it day to day. I actually taking this one day to day. But I did have a caller yesterday who asked me when to take profits. And I told him, hey, dude, you can sell in the morning. And sure enough, I'm not sure if he did it or not. Caller, if you're listening, call me up. I'd like to know if you did sell. And if you didn't, I want to know how that pullback in the morning, or that sell-off in the morning, again, you had some people like yourself who were also thinking about selling who did take profits. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? Okay. How did that make you feel? GBSN, I was actually kind of disappointed. I was actually kind of disappointed in GBSN because GBSN, I didn't expect the pullback to be that strong, or that's not even a pullback, that's profit taking. I did not expect profit taking to be that strong. And I'm a little nervous about GBSN. I'm a little nervous on it. Yes, I get it. We got the FDA thing. That's great. That's great. And sure enough, some people can say that's, it's to be expected, because as I posted on my Twitter, as I followed the stock today, the stock is up almost 700 and it was up over 780%, right? Over 780% since the 30th. So maybe a 30% pullback, isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you bought yesterday, it's a really bad feeling. And the question is, are we going to get back to you? Are we going to get back to the 0080s? Can we get back to 0090? Which represents, almost 50% from where we are now. Are we going to get back to that? The day's range was 0090. We're at 0048 now, so well over half. Obviously, it only represented negative 32% on the price based on where the stock officially opened up at, which was the 007s. But yeah, we did get to the 90s, and then the stock started selling off. The stock started selling off really aggressively, by the way, too. Really aggressively. 229, you're on the air. What's up?
What's going on, Sal? This is Keith from Georgia. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing, Keith? What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, can't hang in. I'm just hanging in there. Hey, listen, IMLFF. Tell me what you think.
All right, so Keith, are you the one who's sending me messages about this stock?
Yeah, man, that's me, man.
Okay.
You better jump in before it's too late.
No. I'm not doubting it at all. I'm not doubting it at all, because I've been watching it. And man, this is a monster, man. This is a monster. And I think you've called me about it before, right?
I did about 2 weeks ago.
Now,
well, maybe about a week and a half ago. I was in at 28 cents.
Now, recollect my memory for me here, and the people in the chat room. Why is this running right now?
Well, this is, from my understanding, going to be the hub for all the marijuana stock companies to go to find a particular strand for this particular disease, that particular disease, and you guys can do your Google search yourself and kind of find that out. But I think it's going to go up. My problem is I've made about $1,200 on the stock, and I don't know whether to sell or not, because I just don't think this boat's going to go down. If I sell now, and I can miss profits, and so I'm waiting for a pullback, and I think if it is a pullback, it will be a pullback because people are trying to get those profits. Which I'll probably stay in, but right now I'm kind of deciding, do I need to just pull my profit out? What do you think with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, right now you're really, really hot here on the daily chart. So I mean, based on where the RSI is now on the daily chart, it would say for someone who has been able to garner quite a bit of profit in the stock to take those profits off the table right now, allow the stock to pull back a little bit, or for some profit taking to occur, and then reassess where the stock is after that time, if you believe it's going to continue to keep going. So
Okay.
if you're in it now and you know you got some nice profits on the table, I would take a percentage of that off the table that you feel comfortable with, and you know see what the stock is going
Okay.
to do from here on out.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more for you. POTN. You got some great news coming out with POTN, and I think it's just going to explode here in the next couple of days. What's your thoughts on that?
See, so POTN was a stock I actually promoted a couple weeks ago, and for the first couple of days it didn't do so well. Actually, for the first maybe 4 days or so, it didn't do so well. And then finally, the news started really to kick in with investors, and POTN just turned up. I mean, my goal for the stock when we started at 1 cent a share was 4 cents a share. So a 400% return is what I expected for my investors. Sure enough, the stock got to as high as 7 cents a share and has since then pulled back. So now we're at the 4. We did have a good day today in POTN. I'm not in the stock any longer. But what did you hear that you know the stock is to be expecting some good news? Because I haven't reached out to the CEO in a minute.
Right. Well, just reading on the web and the company profile and things like that, they just signed a deal with a Chinese company to be able to distribute some items, and I can't really tell you. As I'm ashamed to say, I can't really kind of get to the gist of it, but you know, they made a big, huge deal with China, and that just broke this morning with them. And if you guys can go look at that, it kind of tell you what the deal is about, and it's supposed to be a very lucrative deal. So I just thought maybe you knew something about that, and maybe you can tell me a little bit more about that. But
yeah, that particular deal I'm not sure of, but I know if you're looking to get into POTN after this, you know what it's done over the last couple of days, I think your entry, was definitely today. Look into seeing if the buying continues tomorrow. But yeah, today would have been a really good entry in POTN after multiple days of some profit taking, and to see whether or not it has some strength to retest. So look for that, if it continues tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Sal. Thanks a lot for all you do, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. IMLFF. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, look, he's called me a couple times about that stock, and it's doing really, really well. It's doing really, 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 really well. Let me pull that back up here. Hold on. IML. There you go. I pulled up the restaurant stock. INNl. Yeah, INNl Pharmaceuticals. Doing really, really well. Doing really, 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 really well. All right. Here's the daily chart. Going back to as December at 9 cents a share. You're at now 56 cents a share. Obviously, who knew this was kind of that buy and hold type of play? Obviously, you'd have to look into the 10K, 10Qs to determine whether or not you want to hold a stock as legit as this. And from what I'm hearing from Kenneth, that they got some real ongoing operations there. 626, you on the air? What's up? Oh, 626, you were on, man. You hung up. You were on. All right, give me a call back, 626. Oh, there you are again. All right, so 626, is you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Who am I speaking with?
My name's Alex.
All right, Alex, what you got for us, man?
I was wondering, today it's about TOPS. It's similar to the DRYS stock, the shipping company, and it tanked quite a bit today.
Yeah.
From 107 yesterday to about 80. The lowest was 82 cents. It hit its 52-week low.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, either to cut my losses or I'm a beginner, to cut my losses or write out the penny stock.
Yeah, Tops is so crazy. You bring up Tops because we talked about it on Friday as a stock that we think it could be an RSI play eventually, but we talked about how that the stock still has got some selling off to do still, unfortunately. And if I can ask you, where are you in right now in the stock?
I invested $1,000. I had about 1,000 something shares.
Okay. So you are in at exactly like $1 or so?
About 94 cents.
94 cents, yeah, 86. Oh man, just because it's all right.
I think it's about 88 cents right now. So if I cut my losses, it's no more than $50. I mean, a little over 50, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My thing is though, do you have the stomach to wait it out a little bit longer? Are you willing to go down to as low as 75 just to test?
yeah, I think I probably would, but at one point I'd probably have to, maybe sell half the stocks and see where the rest goes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I would if you're willing to go down to as low as 75 just to see, because I would hate for you to sell now, and I mean the stock is relatively, it's the RSI says it's oversold. It's bearish, so obviously the RSI is going to be really low. But I would hate for the stock to drop some news, or for this Dries Tops merger talk to actually be legitimate, and for you to miss out on what could be a really good run if that comes about. So if you're you're not too far off. Obviously, it was a risk that unfortunately isn't going right. But if you're willing just to hold out on the pain just a little bit longer and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But I would, since you're already down, just wait a little bit longer and see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And just one last question is, what's on the watch list for tomorrow?
Well, the watch list is up to the people who call, so it's not necessarily up to me. I mean, listen to the callers and what they're looking at and what we talk about, and whatever stock you like, and do your research on it, and that's your list.
All right, then, man. Yeah, I guess I'll just continue to be watching the live show right now.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, thank you.
All right. Yeah, I mean, look, we can tell the guy to take his profits now, and just say, hey, you got in at 101 and now you're at 86. Go ahead and sell. Sure, and he can do that, but what if the stock runs on Friday? What if it runs to 120, 130 on Friday? I mean, this is the move that I want him to get. This is the move that I want him to get. And I think he can get that move again. And he's not too far from that move. But the stock is going to have to come down a little bit more. If you look at tops in March, that oversold RSI pop that you got there on the 16th, he can get that move again. I think he can get that move again, but, I'd hate for him to sell. He's already down. And some of you guys have called and talked about a Dries Tops merger. Again, I don't know how legitimate that is. But if he were to sell the stock, he wouldn't benefit from that move. And from where he is now at 101, and then that's what I'm guessing he is. He's in at about 101, 106 or so. At 86 cents a share, he's not too far off. For us to say, we'll take a little bit more pain. Yeah. Practice a little bit of patience, man. Hey, look, if that guy that we talked about, a week and a half ago can lose $4 billion on a stock, I think you can be willing to lose another $300, man. I think that's okay. 907, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, this is Denzel.
Hey, Denzel, what's up, man?
Hey, not much, man. Had a rough day today. I was in AEHR.
Okay, you said AEHR?
Yeah. I was talking to you about it last week.
HR. Oh, okay, yes. Okay, I remember you talking about this one. Now, okay, so remind me a little bit about why you had gotten to the stock. What did you see in it to begin with?
Well, I saw the run. I saw that run, like spike up.
Yeah, from February, right?
Right. So I was thinking, okay, I'll get in on the dip and see what it does. And mind you, I'm new to trading, so I was just it's not technical. There's nothing special. There's no reason for it.
Okay.
So I hopped in. I was in at about 5:26, and this is Friday. So since then, it just plummeted. I worked during the day, so I didn't have time to look at the stock. And I come back about an hour later, and it was down $1. So I had to get up out of there. I sold it. But I took those losses. It was about $47 loss. I wasn't tripping off of that.
Okay.
But I saw these other ones running, the plug and the CALI. I saw those running, but I didn't know when to jump in. I couldn't gauge it.
Right.
So I wanted to ask you about it.
All right. Well, I mean, you didn't lose much of anything in that, so that's no problem with that. When it comes to CALI, though, man, CALI moved so quickly, and I don't know if you watched the show last night, but I ended the show letting people know, hey, watch CALI because that's a low float runner that was up, relatively decent yesterday. But I love the fact that how it flagged again into the close yesterday on CALI. I love the way it flagged to the right like that, and I figured that today it could do something. And I mean, I'm not sure what time you pulled up the chart on CALI, but the move was pretty much over by about 1:30. So CALI, I don't know, whether or not this is going to keep going or not. If I look at here, I mean, this is just beautiful setup here on this third day of running with a candlestick that's just almost as big as the one to the previous day. But I think, honestly, we'll pull back a little bit tomorrow on CALI. I think you'll have buying in the morning, but for the most part, I don't think you'll have buyers willing to buy this this company in the 460s, 470s where it could open up at. So I wouldn't feel like you missed out on anything.
Well, what do you think about for tomorrow? Like when you see a stock just taking off, do you think it's a good idea to get in there and just ride it up and see if you can ride it up?
Sure. So a really good strategy is you mentioned that you were late to the stock. What you can do is when you have a stock that's up really huge, 30, 40, 50% intraday, what you can do, and it's something that I used to do a lot, and I should go back to doing it a lot more, is at around 340, like 355, right? 355. 351. I mean, really, just before the close, I will take a position relatively big, and because of what the stock did intraday, that again, individuals who come home from work and them are typical of the amateur investor. He'll say, "Oh my God, look at this stock! It's up so big. I want to get a part of that tomorrow." So what you do is you take a position late, just before the close, and you can sell into pre-market buying or after 931, 932 buys. I mean, literally at the market open for a relatively nice. I mean, you can get an easy, good 20, 30% pop on a stock that's up heavy from the day before.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Just at 20, 30%. Ain't too much. I'm trying to make that $47 back.
Oh yeah, you can do that. I mean, that's a strategy you can do over and over and over and over again. Again, you just have to make sure. Again, it's a stock that has those kind of pops from previous days and before. So it's relatively low float. A stock that people love to buy. Previous like a CALI or a Dries or a Tops, something kind of like that people have enjoyed buying in the past that has those intraday or pre-market moves that gaps up.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, sir.
Not a problem. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call, man. All right. I gave you guys a pretty good tip right there, man. And those late buying into the close and then selling into the pre-market action or gap up morning. That's a great way to get a quick 10, 20, 30% on a lot of these moves. All right? Especially if you're looking to get quick cash. you're looking to get real quick cash, that's a great thing to do. All right, you're terrible at really kind of setting yourself up in the day. Wait till the end of the day, 350, 355. Get yourself $1,000, $1,500 position. Sell it right into the morning, pre-market, or that 933, 934. Boom, you're out. You're out. 704. What's up?
What's the deal? What's the deal?
Who am I speaking with, man?
Is that Alex?
Hey, Alex, what's good?
Man, the thing I didn't jump on that GBSN, man. That shit is shitting on everybody, man.
Well,
shit was flying everywhere, man.
I
was about to jump in the damn thing.
It wasn't a good day. It wasn't a good day for
Right.
GBSN, but again, for the individuals who are looking to get in or who had just got in, absolutely, it wasn't a good ride. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, this is a stock that from the 30th, 31st was running. So, I mean, it's kind of to be expected at this point.
Mm-hmm. Good thing I didn't jump on that thing.
Yeah.
Because I was going to.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I won't give you guys a tip. A stock that is being promoted by Peter Leeds. YOOIF. YOOIF. Be on the lookout for that.
Yangaroo Content and Site Management. Okay, at 9 cents a share here. So, Alex, is he talking about it a lot? What is he saying about it?
He's talking about that he invested over $500,000 on that on that company. That it's a good company. That the financials are great.
Mm-hmm.
That they've got some good customers. There's a video on YouTube of him talking about the stock.
Okay.
He's promoting it really nicely. So
Okay.
something to keep an eye on. The other one I want to talk to you about, Sing, S-I-N-G.
Mm-hmm.
I think it got down, right? From like $30 down to 5 cents, I think.
Yeah, Sing is this is the one that it ran recently in February from about 14 cents. And this was really interesting because this was another stock that was at basically a penny and went to as high as 14 cents in a matter of a month and a half. It was a crazy run. I remember talking about this stock.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about jumping in on the stock, man, because it's looking okay.
Okay.
And my brother has made some good money on that. So
Yeah.
I think that's one to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing you guys don't talk about this much, but I'm desperate to get out of this. It's a blue chip, Bank of America. It's shitting on all the investors today. What the hell happened today overall with Bank of America?
Well, from what I know, the financials, you got to remember the financials are up pretty heavy from the election of Donald Trump, man. And, although we've had some deregulation within, the industry, they do not expect a lot of these financials to beat earnings, which is coming up for a lot of especially when you're talking about the regionals and some of these multinational banks or national banks as we have in Bank of America. They're not expected to beat earnings because, obviously they're going based on, last year's or this previous quarter in the Obama administration is what they're going to be presenting. So with that being said, they're not expected to beat those earnings and, they're expected to underperform, and you got some people taking profits off the table here.
And the other thing is that all these promises that Donald Trump made, they're not buying it. Investors are not buying it no more, right? They're not. He's lost so much credibility nowadays that I think that's one of the reasons why, right?
Well, right now the administration is just coming off. They're coming off as unfocused right now, and that's the issue. So I don't want to get too much into them, but yeah, they're just coming off as unfocused, and how do you justify some of these companies that are up 20, 30, 35%, and there's no focus coming in the administration to say, hey, they're going to get their tax deal this year. They're going to get more deregulation this year when they're talking about everything else besides this tax plan that these stocks are running on?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So I think it's probably one of the reasons why all these blue chips are. I mean, I'm losing my ass on Bank of America and Ford, man. Damn, man, I'm so desperate to get out of them. I don't want to sell because it's, I'm losing money, but it's not a realized loss yet. That's why I'm still holding on to them, at least to, not take a huge loss, because I've got about $1,000 on Bank of America.
Sure.
It's the reason why I'm still holding on to. The other thing I wanted to ask you, when a flag that a stock is cooling off, like I'm thinking about jumping back on USRM. I want to know if it's cooling off, basically. How can you tell a stock is cooling off, that investors are, pretty much done with that stock? How can you tell?
Well, when you look on the daily chart and using the 4 and 8 exponential moving average, you see that the 4 is now underneath the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart. So with one on the daily chart, with each candlestick being 1 day, the chart is showing bearish energy, where the red, or on my chart anyway, the red line, which is the 8 exponential moving average, would be on top of the white line. And I'm thinking, let me find a stock that probably looks like that right now. Maybe RSII. No. OWCP probably. Let me see here. All right. So OWCP consolidating a little bit. Let me see here. Dries probably. Hold on here one moment.
Jax is another one.
Yeah, there it is.
Jax is.
Yeah, so it would look kind of like this on Dries. Dries has been selling off like crazy. So you'd have that red, that 8 exponential moving average on top of the 4 exponential moving average, and it's showing very bearish energy, and nobody wants a part of that.
Okay, yeah. Do you think it's a room to make some money on USRM?
Oh, absolutely. I would continue to watch that. I mean, USRM is waiting for an FDA announcement to be released on it. That's why it's running to begin with. I haven't been able to get an indication of when that's coming, but I'm just kind of playing
You're
it
still
by.
long on,
yes.
on USRM?
Yes, I'm long in it right now, and I'm willing to hold it for the rest of the week until we still get some confirmation. Either it's it's going to be coming mid next week, early next week. But right now, I love the way the stock is holding up. I expect people to take some profits, but for the most part, I kind of like how it feels right now.
Okay. All right, cool, man. Thanks for the tips.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. What's going on, David? Yeah, David in the chat room. Yeah, it's been a minute since I seen you. Man. Appreciate it. David from Investors Hangout. You guys know I shout out that show almost every episode, and I am so grateful for them. We also had Stock God in here. What's up, man? I've been wanting to have you on the show. I want to set something up where I have Stock God come up and talk a little bit about his strategy. I know he doesn't do the OTCs, but I don't mind going over the NASDAQ stuff, because he does the low float NASDAQ stuff too. All right. Beautiful Coral Lee in the building as well. Hey, LK Ra, what's up, man? All right. What's going on? Who's this guy? Hey, what's up? You're on the air. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
Hello? Oh, that's me. This is AB.
Oh, what's going on, AB? I mean, you calling me from an unknown number. I'm like, who the hell is this calling me?
Oh, sorry. I got my set up wrong.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about, I was trying to get signed up on your website.
Uh-huh.
And when it says to subscribe, it leads me to another page, Google. How is that? Is that supposed to be part of the setup process?
Did you try to do it today? I know I had like a redirect issue, but I went ahead and fixed it today. Did you try it today?
Well, I tried it yesterday. I tried it several other days at another time.
Yeah, try it today. I had a redirect issue. I had to fix some coding and stuff like that. But if you try it now on the website, it should go through.
Okay, I'll try that. And also, what I wanted to ask you, I've studied through some of the free material that Tim Sykes has. It's called Trader's Checklist. All 14 videos. I've been through them about 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And I was considering, I've been trying to do my homework, but I was considering buying into his How to Make Millions video, because my understanding is that a lot of his stuff is on there. I know he has many other videos, but that would probably be a really good start. And I wanted to ask you, do you have any input on that, about that particular video? What do you think about?
Yeah, How to Make Millions is a really, really good DVD. We've got other, Tim Sykes DVDs that we give out here to, our viewers absolutely free. So if you want to send me an email at happypennystocks@gmail.com, I will send you the directions you need to get those videos. Again, I'll be more than happy to share that with you free. And you can download those videos. And if you're still, not satisfied with that, then you can move on to How to Make Millions if you want to pay for it. But I've got quite a bit of, Tim Sykes content that we can, we offer here absolutely free of charge.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, then that's what I'll do. First, I have to get linked up. I'll try that website again. Not website. Subscribe.
Yes. freestockpicks.org. It should go through today.
Okay. Thank you, Sal.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All
right. Yeah, we got the link to How to Make Millions, but I want to give him the Tim fundamentals, Tim tactics, Tim raw, and all that. And then if he wants How to Make Millions, I'll give him the directions to go through, sign up, get the fire link, and all that. 706, you on the air? What's up?
What's going on, Solid JB 85?
Hey, JB, what's up, man?
Hey, so I was calling about that IMLFF that you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
So I had a while ago, I had called about it because I was getting a couple of promotions about it that they said they hired on somebody from DW Pharmaceuticals a while back, some Muhammad or something like that. But I was wondering, my concern is, in the disclaimer part, they have to say how much they're getting paid for the promotion, right?
Sure.
So it said that they got paid for up until April 27th. They got paid $40,000 and 250,000 shares. So, should I be concerned about something like that? Thinking that that promotion company might end up dumping them shares around that time, being it's only being promoted up until then.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously they're probably already selling as the days go on. I mean as the stock continues to go up, as any promoter who's taken positions and been paid, compensated, the stock goes up and you're taking profits as you go through the promotion. So if anything, that 250,000 is probably maybe like 90,000, 70,000 now. So I wouldn't be too worried about it now. At this point, what was the name of the promoter?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What was the name of the email of the promoter?
Marijuana stocks, MJ stocks.
Okay, MJ stock. Okay, all right. But yeah, they probably have already taken half of that off the table, so I wouldn't even worry about it. And I mean, right now they're doing a good job, so I would continue to play into it. But as where the stock is now, it's hot, and based on what it's done previously, if you can see on the daily chart where the RSI is. When the RSI reached the same level, you saw the stock eventually pull back. So if you're in the stock already, it'll pull back. You can probably get some shares for cheaper and then see if it does a possible retest. I'm not sure if it will. If it is, in fact, the stock just is being promoted right now and no real news is going to be like incoming.
Okay, and another question I had was, what's a good brokerage to use for overseas account. Like if I want to get into some of the Canadian stock. All right, for instance, the new marijuana ETF that came out, the HMMJ, it's only being, I guess, on a Canadian exchange, so you're not able to buy it right now. Is there any brokerage that you know of that I could purchase that stock?
Well, I've always known that E-Trade allows you to buy Canadian stocks. And if I'm not correct, I believe TD Ameritrade as well. So, like, who are you trading with right now?
Well, I tried on TD Ameritrade and Robinhood, but it wasn't on either one. I even looked through a couple other ones. I downloaded the Charles Schwab account just to see if it would pop up under the search, and none of it popped up.
Okay.
But it said that it's running under the Canadian exchange, so I guess the Toronto exchange that is running.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now on TradingView. I'm pulling it up here, so I can see it right now. And see, it says here going for $10.25 a share.
$10.25, yeah.
But yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm actually surprised. So I would check with E-Trade because I know with E-Trade you can buy Canadian shares. Again, but I'm not sure if HMMJ is one of those stocks right now.
All right. Well, I got I guess for some of them that's not able to trade on the Canadian thing, some of the, I guess, companies that will be listed under their portfolio, they already got off their list for the portfolio, I guess, the companies that they're invested in. And so I was going to put that list in the chat room if anybody wants to get in those companies that they're not able to trade under the Canadian exchange.
Yeah,
put that out there.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I know, are there any U.S.-based companies in that ETF or no?
Oh, yeah, there's several. With GW Pharmaceuticals, Scott's Miracle Grow, stuff like that. There's a couple American ones.
Okay.
But most of them are Canadian.
Okay. All right. I know also, JB, you had been following Canopy Growth. The stock took the stock took a dump the other day. What happened to that stock the other day, man?
I know they gave some shares to somebody. I don't know what specifically they were doing, but I know they're in there as well. That one and ACBFF, the Aurora Cannabis. Those stocks, the charts kind of run similar for some reason. If one does it, then the other one does it. So, I'm not too sure exactly what's going on with them, but I could definitely look into it. But I did have that. I was waiting for that ETF to drop. That's what I was waiting for. And like I said, since I wasn't able to get any on the TD Ameritrade, I was just trying to look into that, how I could get into that.
Right.
But I'm not sure exactly what's going on with them. But I know they're doing good things, posting out news all the time. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on right now. I guess maybe they was having problems with the whole not becoming recreational yet. I know that's when everything started going down with most of the Canadian companies.
Yeah.
But I know the Justin, whatever the guy's name is, he said around April or the beginning of next year, 2018, that everything's going to be legal recreational. So.
Okay.
I'm not too sure what's going on with that.
All right. Well, appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call.
No problem at all, sir.
All right. Appreciate Jay Bino on the call, man. Appreciate his contribution as always. Appreciate it. What's going on, Stockerfella? Africa Emporium in the building. When are we going to take BLTO a little bit more seriously? I just got another 3 emails on promoters who are going to be pushing BLTO tomorrow. All right. I want to know when somebody here is going to start taking this stock more seriously. Because we've allowed this stock to literally gain $1.10 a share right under our noses. I want to know when some of you guys are going to start taking this stock more seriously. 901, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, who am I speaking with? Hello? All right, 901, you just hung up on me. I don't know what was that about. 772, you're on the air. What's up?
What's happening, Sam? What's happening?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Oh, man, pretty good day in the market. Let me see. I remember you guys were talking about marijuana stocks.
Yes.
And I know 420 around the corner. So what I was going to do is probably purchase some. And then I remember one of my 000s, I bought a long time ago, one of my campers, people in the chat room probably remember this, the older people. I know it's in the red right now. The IVFGF bought triple zeros for it. And I'm like, look, I'm like, 4 cents.
I have been watching this stock, man. And
I even bought this shit, bro. I kept on it so long.
It's very, I mean, there's no volume, but I mean, you're right. I mean, if you got in at that 1 cent a share and you basically have done nothing.
It was triple zeros back then.
Right. So
way back then.
it's it's got an interesting share structure, but I don't think there's anything even there. But
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna go up anymore, but I might hold because I know 420 around the corner.
We'll see.
Yeah, one of those campers. And let me see. I did pretty good on CEGX, another one of my little campers.
Yeah, CEGX. I've been seeing people on Twitter promoting that. Guys like Sheepwolf and whatever, they've been promoting that for the last couple of days. And sure enough, the stock continues to go up. By the way, be very aware of a lot of these fake Twitter accounts out here. There's a brother on Twitter. This is fake. It's not a real ass person. I'll expose that dude in a minute. But go ahead, man. What else you got for us, man?
Talking about the company, the one that chased you. You talk shit about the company.
No, it's this one where it's man. I was talking to Tyson Batts about it. What's this guy's name? Let me see here, man. Let me see if I can look him up because I know I sent him a message recently.
Find him. And I remember
Doughboy Rel. Yeah, he goes on Twitter by the name Doughboy Rel, and it's this black dude who's holding up cash money or whatever. Now he's changed his picture, but Doughboy Rel. Let me see here. Is that Doughboy Rel? Let me see. Yeah, now he's deleted a bunch of shit. Hold on. But Doughboy Rel is actually Sheepwolf. Sheepwolf. He's a notorious promoter on Twitter. But anyway, not to change the subject. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. No, I like the information you pull out. That's badass shit. IMLFF, man, that shit was scaring me, bro. So I sold out of him, and bought GBSN. I know he's in the red, but it was just profit taking, and I never know when he might explode again. Camp on him.
Yeah. GBSN pulled back a little bit. MMEX did as well yesterday, or actually on the 4th. As well as a little bit today on MMEX. We actually had got up to 4%. I think it was actually 6%, 6% for the day, and then cooled off. Yeah, and then cooled off on MMEX. So we'll see what happens with that, but I think that might be losing steam. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and another little flip I got into today for $1.33 was SCON. Hopefully that bad boy keep running.
Okay, so SCON, I really like SCON because SCON is a legitimate small company that makes wiring for what's like for electricity. So a lot of electrical companies and grids and whatnot, they make special wiring for those kind of. So it's an infrastructure play. SCON, small companies, been struggling a little bit financially, but I think it's a good long-term play for somebody, but also allows you to get some really good swings in the stock.
Yeah, it did too, man. I was scared that, I jump in a little early. Sometime it'd be worth it. Yeah. And I was like, it might crash, but it's worth it.
Yeah, real volatile stock that if you can catch it. As you can see, it's done some runs in the past. It's very, very volatile and low float because they recently did a reverse split. Not too long ago, I want to say it was a couple months back, they did a reverse split. Let me see here.
They already did it, thank God.
Yeah, they did. Okay, yeah, let me see here. This was in July. Yeah, they did it in July. I remember when SCON used to go for like 10 cents a share, and then they did the split. So very low float, very volatile. If you can get it at some bottoms, it's a good swing.
Yeah, man. Those one plays, man. Yeah. And I keep up the good work side. Your shoulders are banging, and I know, that helping a lot of new people out and old people keeping it sharp. I don't even watch number videos, bro. I watch this shit. Keep my game up.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. All right. Yeah, it's that guy Sheep Wolf. Again, I ain't got nothing against Sheep Wolf, but I just hate when people, because I got a Twitter account that I use to spam Twitter, but on its description, I think it's called Rising Penny Play, but in the description it says I own it. But you got some guys who got these Twitter accounts that they own that they try to pretend like it's a unique person. Like I literally say it's a spam bot account. I just can't stand that. So they try to make it, and because he's making the account say all kind of like weird ass fake ghetto shit that don't even sound right. Anyway, 949, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Saul? It's Steven Pacheco.
Hey,
chat room.
What's going on, man?
Calling. Hey, yeah, I was calling. I wanted to see MYHI. What do you think of Mountain High acquisitions?
Okay, so MYHI. This is a stock that's been promoted before. It's cooled down now. I loved what it did at the beginning of the year. Are you already in the stock, or are you looking to get in?
I'm looking to get in. I was thinking about getting in. The ask price is 0.25 though, so
okay.
I don't know if it's worth it.
So you're saying the bid right now that it's showing is 25 cents?
The ask price is 0.25, yeah.
Okay, all right. I would still put in. I would still. Well, I mean that's just the ask, but I would still put your bid in for where it's going at. I mean, there's still, although the stock is settling a little bit, but I would still put your bid in for what it's going at right now. I mean, if you want it at 19, put your bid in for 19. And your broker will do its best to find shares. You'll be surprised what's out there right now. Just because the ask is a little higher, it's always going to be higher than the bid for the most part. So put in your bid at a fair price. You don't have to meet the ask because the stock isn't doing anything right now. The only time you want to hit the ask is if the stock is moving so quickly and you expect continued growth in the value of the stock. Then you hit the ask. Otherwise, where the stock is sitting at right now, you can hit the bid or even lower because for the most part they were looking to trying to get out of a bad situation. So everything is going in your favor. But right now MYHI is cooled off. I think that 200-day moving average, it could be trying to use that as something to bounce off of. So I think 19 is probably a good entry for you when I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Probably go for a couple of those.
Yeah, I think maybe you see if you can even get 17 on it or so. Watch what the stock does tomorrow. I think you could still probably get this even cheaper, man. You can still get this even cheaper. I wouldn't wait too long because I see here it's trying to find.
It looks like it's getting ready.
Yeah, it's looked like it's trying to find some support here. But you might be able to get another penny or two off of it. But continue watching this, man.
And when you say like later, do you mean like? And I watch it usually the first 30 minutes. I don't really do anything. Are you saying like maybe around like 9? That's when a good time to make my decision would be, like around 9 o'clock.
Oh no, not necessarily. I mean in the morning. I mean I'm not sure what's going to be going on in the morning. I would just try to find the lowest price you can get the stock for. That's what I mean. The day's range, I mean the stock got up to almost 21 cents today. Actually kind of surprised by that. Where did it open up at 20 cents? So no, I mean I wouldn't buy the stock in the morning if you're looking to take a multiple day position. I would look for where I can get the stock at the cheapest. So I'm if you're looking to hold the stock for multiple days, you're looking for what's going to be the lowest you can get the stock for in the day. So you're looking for the low of the day and trying to hit the bid on on that price.
So you think it could go lower than 19 cents?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean you had a down day today. Again, as I said, it's looking for a floor to bounce off of. But why not be able to get maybe 18, 17 here? You got as low as 19 today. You actually closed up just above 19. It was a down day, for most part sideways, but you could probably get a little lower here. But again, time will tell. See what it does tomorrow.
All right, yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, yeah, you could probably get a little lower than that. You probably get a little lower than that. I mean, I'm seeing on the 29th. On the 29th, I see some 17-cent shares that went. Obviously, the stock is up, since that day, and that could be the floor. We don't know. That's why I want him to watch what happens tomorrow. But if he sees buying, then I want you to snatch some shares off the table. I want you to snatch some shares off the table. All right, 901, you on the air. What's up?
Oh, sorry about that, Sal. I'm a new caller.
Oh, okay.
Maurice from Memphis. Hey, I was just calling in. I heard the other guy, the older gentleman, talking about Tim Sykes. And when I initially started researching, I came across him and his success story or whatnot, and I was intrigued by it. So I started watching his videos or whatnot. And basically, you can, learn all that stuff by watching the videos. Yeah. I went on and opened up a E-Trader account, and I done made my first $200. I got in on, what was it, HGM, the one that ran up to $13. I sold too early, but I made good money off it. And
HGHM,
the one
or something like that.
And then I can tell you exactly what it is right now. Well, I got in on oh shoot, it ain't gonna let me load it because I'm on the phone.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
The stock that the dude called in the other night said that he got it from a financial friend. He sent it to his email, and it's a company that creates cutting edge drugs for marijuana and stuff like that. I think it was like IFFME or something like that, and it's been running all day.
IMLFF?
I'm not sure if that's
yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's called INNl Pharmaceuticals. You might be talking about that.
Yes, it ran. I got in at 45 cents, which I thought was a little
that's
high.
The one. That's
and
the
it
one.
Didn't ran. Yeah, and it didn't ran all the way up to 56, 57 cents.
Yeah.
It's still running after hours. And that other one, the IMLFF, that closed at 3, it's up to like 4.6 or 4.3, and I made money off of it. But what I wanted to say was, you're doing a good job. I've learned a lot from you, and anytime that I have a question or like the Bollinger Bands, I just really got a grasp on it. I just Google it and maybe watch some videos or the RSI. Google it, watch some videos on it, and it's helped me out a lot, tremendous. But I love your show, and I'll be calling in the future. And I was just wondering what you thought about the NNEX. Do you think it's gonna continue to run? You said earlier that you think it cooled off a little bit, but it pushed up after close. And I was wondering if it was possibly a pump, or like will the price probably come down? Because I bought a lot of shares of it. Yeah. I was just kind of,
Well, yeah. I mean, MEMX cooled off, and again, looking at the daily chart, where the RSI was compared to what the stock had did at the previous levels, it was due for a pullback. So now, we're below 80 now on the RSI. I think we're going to have some dip buyers come into MEMX here very soon. It could be as soon as tomorrow. That you're going to have some dip buyers jump into this. Now, it was being promoted. If you guys remember, this is the same company that, we talked about how they had mentioned they were going to build its $400 million facility, and they only really had $3,000 in cash. And so it's being promoted right now. How much strength do people see in it for it to continue to, or to attempt to get back to its highs? I don't know. That's why I believe any kind of retest of that 5 cents is probably unlikely. But if you haven't gotten a chance at the stock, tomorrow might be a good time to jump in for a good 2 cents or so.
Right. Well, it's up. It's up now. And Lance, I wanted to ask you. I'm a truck driver, so I do a lot of my trading, and if I'm on the road and I'm working off my mobile, I just don't really have time for the laptop. I got a mobile phone and an iPad.
Okay.
What are some good, or do you know some good apps as far as scanning and different things that I can do on the phone, since I'm mobile and I use my phone more than my laptop?
Oh man, a good scanner on the phone for the most part. I'm going to be honest with you, man. There are no, from what I know, good, scanners on the phone. I'm biased and I use Equity Feed, and they don't have any mobile platform at all. Tim Sykes and his Scotcha trade, it's overpriced and basically is Equity Feed, but they don't even have a mobile platform. So, when it comes to the scans, you'd have to do that. Maybe if you can get a laptop or something like that. But being that you don't have the time for it, go ahead.
What about well, I'm with eTrader and they offer a scan through their software.
Yeah.
I mean, into the mobile app, is that, or well, basically, I've been learning most of my plays or getting most of my suggestions from your show, and it's paid off so far. So I'm going to be a forever watcher, and hopefully we can get you on some network somewhere. Telling it like it is.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all I have for you tonight, Sal.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the call, 901. Appreciate the call. Call back anytime, sir. Call back anytime. And glad the show's been making you money and making some other people in the chat room money. All right. But yeah, you said Scotcha Trade is a little cheaper than Equity Feed? Really? Scotcha Trade is cheaper than Equity Feed? I might have to go back and check. What's going on, Stock God? I don't know if you heard me say this, but I'm trying to get you on the show, man, to talk about your RSI strategy I saw some pictures of, man. 704, you're on the air. What's up?
Oh, finally.
Yes.
I need to get this call in before my bedtime. Dang.
What's going on, Astrid?
Oh, this 9 to 5 I can't be staying up late like before. Okay. So BMXC.
Okay.
It looks like their diapers are selling on Amazon. Excited about that.
Okay.
It went up a little bit. I told you before that was the catalyst that I was waiting for.
Okay.
And AMLH, still excited about that. The CEO, he actually was on Facebook Live today. He partnered with a company called eSprouts. I've never heard of it. And that was effective today. They have close ties with another company called Twitch. So, there's some catalysts happening with AMLH, and I'm in that one long.
Okay.
I feel like this is my GIGL.
Oh, okay.
And also, he's going to be, he said casting's begun for a major show, and he has some announcements coming up for that. And April 12th, there's a conference. So I think with these little, with these catalysts that are happening, it's going to cause the stock to, spike up gradually. But, I like the CEO. I like that he has a social media presence. He seems like he knows what he's doing. He believes in the company. And, so I'm excited about that. And some ones that I've had for a while, NEWC, that did a little something today, as well as ASTI. That was up like 30% today. So, like I said, I'm just holding on right now, just watching some of the ones that I've been involved in for a little while. But can you take a look at AKLM for me?
Okay, AKLM. Let me see here. AKLM. I'm not finding anything on AKLM.
Oh, did I?
Is that the right?
AMLK?
AMLK. Yeah, nothing on that one either.
Oi, oi, oi.
You remember the name of the company?
I may have to call back. I can't remember right now.
No problem.
Brain freeze.
Or
yeah,
you can type it in the chat room if you remember it.
Okay, all right, I will. So just want to say thank you again for everything that you're doing. You know, I'm excited. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday, and I said, you know, for the first time in a long time, I feel my goal to financial freedom is so much closer because I'm passionate about something. I found my it. You know, I've worked for myself before as a virtual assistant. And I wasn't really passionate about that. I just did it to do it, as I was able to do it. You know, I'm a Zumba instructor. I do it because I can do it, but I'm not really passionate about it. But this, I mean, eat, sleep, breathe, stocks.
Yes.
And, you know, it's really, really awesome. So setting some goals for myself. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And, yeah, let's make some money.
There it is. Thank you so much, Astrid. Appreciate the call.
Yep. All right, I'll find that ticker and type it in.
Will do. Thank you so much. And shout out to Astrid. She gets it. She gets it. You know, I don't want to keep giving a huge monologue every time she calls, but I'm always excited about her. Because I love it when you know, she gets it. I love it when you know, people just get it. You know, getting in a stock at, you know, 0010, allowing it to get to 1 penny, 2 pennies, and being able to turn, you know, $500 into, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and not saying that it's impossible or it can't happen to me. It's happening to people. It's happening to people. It's happened to me. It's happened to people in the chat room. It's real. These 100%, 200% gains. These stocks that we talk about that you know, like IMLFF, you know, when we can look at on March 24th, the stock was at 0002. The stock was at 0002. You know, the stock, again, she's just talking about, now it's at 0046, representing a 2,200% gain in a matter of, what, 2 weeks? What is that, 2 weeks ago? 2,200%. 2,200%. A $500 investment times 2,200%. Again, I'm being light with the $500 investment. That's $11,000 in a week and a half on a $500 investment. In a week and a half. You know? All right, so ALKM is what she was talking about. ALKM. Alchemy Holdings. All right, Alchemy Holdings is what she's looking at, 0005 right now. 0005 right now on Alchemy Holdings, up 31%. It went up 0001. Okay. All right, so she's going long term on ALKM. She's going long term on ALKM for Astrid. 000 play. Yeah. You know, people think it's a joke. I'm not even, you know, at this point, I feel like I don't even have to convince people anymore. I just recently took a little vacation, a little 3-day vacation, out to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My entire vacation paid for by penny stock profits. All of it. Trades that I did, 2-3 months ago. Stocks that I held for 3-4 days, doubled up, tripled up. You know, took my money and I'm enjoying life. And you got people who, you know, again, people who are very intelligent, you know, degree this and that, or in this kind of business, doing that for 20 years, whatever, and they still want to buy, you know, Verizon, they still want to buy AT&T and Nvidia and all these, and they get so happy when they get a $3 gain. My stock went up 2% today. I'm up $3 more. $3 fucking dollars? $3 fucking dollars. You put $10,000 in this stock and it went up $3? Are you fucking serious? but they'll look at you in the face and they really think they're doing something great. They really think they're doing something great. Do you know how much the bank is making on that $10,000 you have sitting there? They're making a killing, and you ain't getting shit. Anyway, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go too in on this. I'm not gonna go too in on this. Let's get back to the pennies, man. I just, man, just people just. Anyway, 585. You're on the air. What's up, man?
How you doing, Cal? My name is Adrian.
What's going on, Adrian?
I love your show.
Appreciate it.
I have a question about RNN.
Okay.
So
RNN, Rehaxin Pharmaceuticals. All right, talk to me about it.
So I got in 2 days ago, around 58 cents.
Okay.
And then it got up to 65 this morning, and then pulled back. Got a little scared, but I stayed in. It looks like the volume's coming up. What do you think?
Yeah, man, the volume was insane today, but I'm trying to figure out why. And
yeah, I don't know what the catalyst is either, but like it's been steadily going up.
Yeah, it's steadily going up. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, the float isn't crazy low or anything. And let me see here. Let me see if we have any news here. News search here. One moment. RNN. What do we have come up? All right, so last news was really on the 31st. And then you had earnings produced on the 27th. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure what could be developing there. What could be developing there?
So, like, in the other chat rooms or whatever, they were saying, like, since it's been running up for 3 days, that it's going to, like, pull back. What do you think?
Well, I mean, the stock pulled back the stock pulled back 2 cents today, and they're looking at the daily chart where I'm seeing here, and the RSI is hot. So I mean, we're at 75 on the RSI. It's been like that for almost a month now. But that again I don't believe it's representing as oversold. It was more or less that there's a lot of bullish sentiment right now in RNN. The stock was down today. They're saying it's pulling back, but my indicators stay in. You're at the top of the Bollinger Band right now. You cracked it on April 4th's move. So you pulled back a little bit today. You're at 62 cents. I mean, they actually are kind of right to say that. I mean, being that I'm not seeing any news justifying why the stock is up 22 cents from April 3rd, and we don't really know why. So yes, I mean, I think they're right. I would take some profits if you're up nice on the stock right now, because I think today's candlestick could be indicative of a pullback that could be beginning. You got a really long candlestick. You actually touched the low of 55 cents today, right? And but you had some people buy up those low shares.
That's what scared me.
Yeah. I think that candlestick is indicative of, yes, a pullback could be beginning there.
Okay. And then I have another one if you have time.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I used to, I listen to your show, and Bats is always talking about coin, right? Is that like 29 or it's really low right now? Is that something that you would get in or no?
Coin, I'd actually talk to Bats about this. He knows how to play this RSI move, really, really well. Coin now really low on the RSI as an oversold. But that candlestick today, that graveyard doji, really interesting because you had some people kind of jump in late there. So, could you have some bottom fishing tomorrow? Maybe in coin, but it's not. This is kind of one of those one-trick pony type of stocks. So you're going to get in and you're going to hope that it's going to actually run the very next day. Otherwise, this is a loser, you know, on multiple days.
Right. It's always burned me, and then
Yeah.
the next day I get out of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So right now with the RSI touching 30, you could see some bottom fishing tomorrow. I mean, as soon as tomorrow, based on this candlestick alone, you know, in coin. So I would watch this tomorrow for maybe a good 4 or 5 cent pop. But I'll again watch it to see what happens. But that candlestick is really indicative. Yeah, that candlestick is ready. I think Stock God is saying the same thing. Yeah, it's ready to pop.
Thank you so much, sir.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call. Yeah, so call back anytime, man. I would put coin on your list right now. For those of you guys, you know, you got what's that? Robinhood. You know, you got Robinhood. I would put coin on your watch list for tomorrow, man. Like real deal. You know, I would put coin on your list because I think you might be able to get a nice little pop on this. All right, decent volume, 1.92 today. Not you know, the buying, not the kind of volume you want. It's a lot of selling volume, but you got real low on the RSI, and that's going to trigger some dip buyers tomorrow, looking for a short-term catalyst. 516, you on the air? What's up?
Hey, Sal, how you doing?
Hey, who am I speaking with?
My name is Felix.
All right, what you got for me, man?
Man, I ain't got nothing. I don't have a stock because I just be watching you guys, you know, and trying to get some information. But I just had a couple of questions though.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Like earlier you were talking about the exponential moving average. When the 4 goes over the 8, that's when you know that, you know, the stock is good.
Uh-huh.
So you don't use the 10 and the 200 or the 100?
Well, I don't. Well, not necessarily the 100. The 200 for an OTC stock is where you're basically looking to see whether or not the stock is even alive. To begin with, is you'd look for the 200, and you have a lot of stocks that use OTC stocks that use the 200 as support. So, but for a stock that's in play, right, a stock that's actually moving, that's got volume, the bid and ask spread is nice and tight. I like to use the 4 and the 8, whether it be intraday or on the daily chart during this promotion cycle, because it allows me to determine the fastest way, whether or not buying or selling, you know, like basically who's in control, which is the 4 and the 8 exponential moving average does that the best.
Oh, okay. So I know that scientist had said something about the exponential is better than the regular moving average, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then another question. I remember in one of your earlier episodes, you mentioned something about a book, right? EPUB book that you had given me to download. First of all, thank you for that too. And I remember when the author was talking about stochastic oscillator. I think I'm saying it wrong. And so you don't use that? Do you use that or you don't use that?
Nah, this one personally I don't. I mean, you know, you're gonna find indicators that work best for you. Everybody's got their own different set of them. But I prefer to stick with RSI and a couple moving average lines and the 2 EMA lines. But some guys like and Bollinger Bands, of course, I like Bollinger Bands. But, you know, you got some guys who like Stochastics or, some other ones. But, you know, I don't like to crowd my screen too much.
Okay. And then, so if I want to start getting into the penny stocks, right? So which broker should I use? Because right now I'm using Trade King, and they don't allow me to go anything under a penny.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, Trade King is horrible.
Because they're $4. They're $4.90, per trade.
Yeah.
But then every time I try to trade something that's under 50 cents, they charge me extra like 5 cents or 10 cents for each share. So now it's coming up to like $10.
Yeah.
So I'll go to E-Trade, right?
Right. So E-Trade.
Which one would you recommend?
Well, E-Trade is good right now. I like Charles Schwab if you got a minimum of $1,000. TD Ameritrade is also great. They got great software, great customer service at TD Ameritrade. But I would definitely get out of Trade King. Please, please, please get out of Trade King because I know they don't even give you unlimited shares when you go OTC, by the way, as well. And if you're playing stocks like Astrid just talked about, these triple zeros where you can go in with, $100 and $200 and get, several million shares, you're going to get added, to the cost of the trade. So Charles Schwab, TD, or E-Trade, choose among those three and you'll be good to go. They're both one price, unlimited shares for OTCs.
So between Trade King and TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, which one you think is the best?
Oh, well, me, I'd go with Charles Schwab just because it's got everything that I'm looking for in terms of, go ahead.
No, sorry. I saw an ad. They just had an ad for like $4.95 now. I think they're trying to compete with Trade King.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's $4.95 for Charles Schwab, but it's unlimited shares, including OTC stocks. Whereas Trade King, you get the $4, but it's not unlimited shares. As an OTC trader, I have, again, over 40 stocks right now in in the triples where I'm just kind of sitting on them. I've got millions of shares in them, and I can't afford being in a stock, being with a broker that's going to charge you an additional cost based on the amount of shares you buy. You see what I mean? So you want a broker that's going to give you a flat rate, because slippage as an OTC investor is very, very, you want to keep that low, especially if you don't have a lot of money. So you want to keep your slippage, your cost of trading low. Unlimited shares is the way to go for one flat rate. And TD gives you that, E-Trade gives you that, and Charles Schwab gives you that.
All right. Last question. As far as scanning, right? So right now I'm using FinViz because I don't have money to I know you've been pushing equity trade a lot on your show, so I don't have the money right now to do it, but I'm been using FinViz, right?
That's fine.
So I know, like, I set my parameters, but I'm trying to figure out how to set the parameter for low float, how to find which one is low float, has a low float.
See, so low float on FinViz, I don't believe FinViz has a low float scanner, though.
Because I see something says float rate, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
the description wasn't too descriptive.
Let me see, technical. I'm at the FinViz website, and I'm just do this real quick. I don't believe they have a low float scanner. I mean, I've always used lowfloat.com. They are really good at updating their website in terms of OTCs, NASDAQs, and NYSE stocks that are low float. So lowfloat.com.
Okay, so lowfloat.com?
Yeah, lowfloat.com lists them all, and they're really good about updating that website with stocks that are pretty low float right now.
Okay, sorry, I know I had said last question, but what do you think of this theory? So what I was thinking of how to start getting in is looking for a stock that is low on the RSI, who has low float, and that's pretty decent, like under $10. Is that like a good theory to start getting into something to
Oh, yeah, that's a good strategy. I mean, you're basically looking for, so basically what you're saying, you're looking for oversold situations on low float stocks. I mean, again, but you're gonna get real familiar with stocks like Dries and Tops and Coin. We just talked about that. So you're gonna get real familiar with stocks like these. And, again, the only thing with these is that you're going to just have to be a little bit patient, because that pop that you need may not always come as soon as you want it to come. So how much are you willing to lose on your initial investment until you get that pop that you're looking for to deliver the return? So that's what you're going to have to figure out. But it's a good strategy, though. It is a good strategy.
Because the thing is, I've been late, man, because I follow you guys, listen to you, Bad Scientist. I follow you on Twitter. So I get into those plays when you guys are talking about when it's hot, but I don't know if I get too high. But right now I've been holding pretty much all the stocks you've been talking about. I've been holding the bag on all of them, and I'm waiting for them shit to flip around so I can start selling at least to break even, so I can start trading for something else.
Okay.
That's my problem right now. I've been getting in too late, but I'm trying to see if I can find my own strategy to start doing my own thing, and then but I'm still following you, listening to what you're saying. So thank you so much, man, for your show, for everything, and thank you for the I know you gave me a few downloads. I don't know, you probably don't know me, but you sent me a few downloads on email. I've been listening to the books, you know, whenever I have time. Listening to, I know, what's this guy named? What? That guy that's saying he's a millionaire and all of that.
Oh, Tim Sykes, yeah.
This guy trying to rob me, man. You trying to make me come on talking about I need to pay him $8,000. If I had $8,000, I wouldn't need him, you know.
Wow,
come on, man.
Wow.
But he was the beginning, and then I found you, so it was a good thing. So you know,
appreciate
I'm
it,
listening
man.
to your show. Thank you so much, and for Bad Scientists too, man. I talk to him once in a while on Twitter. Thank you, man. Thank you for everything. Well, I'm gonna go so somebody else will go get a chance.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call.
All right, man. Take care, man.
All right. So 516, man. Appreciate the call. Call me back anytime. Yeah, it's a good strategy, man. And again, as someone who's learning how to trade, that's you're going and doing exactly what you need to do, man. Is developing a strategy that works for you and playing oversold, low RSI, low float that could pop. That's a good strategy. You got a lot of guys in the chat room that do that. You know, you're gonna find very similar names that you get very, very familiar with over and over and over again. You know, opportunities can be sometimes few and far between, but they're very lucrative when they work out. They are very lucrative when they work out. Okay. Yeah. So you're just gonna have to really work on your timing and a little bit on your patience as well. 905. Oh, 905 just hung up. Call me back if you want to be on, man. Good night, Astrid. I like that stock, by the way. Astrid looking to go long on that stock she brought up. Someone was talking about marijuana, and I'm trying to find some plays that we've forgotten about. And one of them I want to go in on, but I'm trying to look for some more news on it. Is integrated cannabis, and I believe it's IGPK. The stock's kind of been forgotten about at 0069. People have kind of forgotten about IGPK, Integrated Cannabis Solutions. Middle of the RSI. You know, it's looking pretty safe here. It's looking pretty safe here for an entry. So IGPK is on my radar. IGPK is on my radar right now. 661, you're on the air. What's up?
905. Oh, 905 just hung up.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
What air, though? Because this does not sound like, Sal.
Yeah, you're live on the air. Hey, can you go ahead and lower me on the background, please?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, there must be a... Here, let me stop.
Yeah, it's a slight...
I'm using my computer. There. I usually use my phone. I'm usually very busy.
Okay, no problem. Yep, you are talking to me. We're all live on the air right now. And trust me, it's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is CALI girl. I've just been so god-awful busy. And for some reason, my phone no longer would pick up your show. So I finally got a chance today to come home early enough to even just catch you on my computer, and you've always been like, call.
Yes, glad to have you on.
But as far as, I see you got a lot of new people.
Yeah.
For someone who's been around a while, I'm looking like, wow.
Yeah, we're growing.
I'm glad to see that people are so interested. I've been doing this for 3 years. And I felt kind of alone doing it for a long time. Still do. I talked about it today at work, and they're just looking at me like, what's that?
Yes.
You do that? I got a million questions from my coworkers, so hopefully I'll turn some of them on to trading stocks.
I'd love to have them.
Doing other things.
I'd love to have them. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I because they seemed rather interested when I was speaking about today. So I'm like, okay, well, let me finally just get the 5 minutes and just kind of call. And for me, I know a lot of people are doing the penny stocks and stuff, but the way I work with my commute and stuff, I can't do all that anymore. I used to do all of it, the day trades, and so now I just kind of do more of a swing type of thing.
Okay.
with something that's volatile, like gold, for instance. That's why I've just kind of stuck with it. It's really volatile.
Okay.
Volatile enough to where I have enough money to move and make, 1,500 in just a 5% move.
So are you playing? So you're actually buying like gold as in options in some of these ETFs, or you're actually literally going into the commodities and buying it that way?
I'm buying it that way. Because I've watched it so long, just kind of, it's the one thing I can watch, just over and over and over, just to kind of begin to see how it ebbs and flows and moves, and how much it tends to move. I've been watching it so long to where I was able to start getting in and tracking it myself, and I'm starting to pick up anywhere between like 300 and 800 a day. So that's kind of how, just a little at a time, just kind of growing it that way because of the way I work. I can't watch the stocks anymore. All I can do is sit back and listen to what everybody else is doing, and it sounds like they're doing pretty fantastic.
Oh yes,
So
I mean, absolutely. Now I'm curious though, because I don't know too much about commodities, but when it comes to trading commodities, would you say that commodities, it's a little bit, it's difficult for a beginner to learn, or is the language quite the same in terms of moving from commodities trading to, trading, just shares?
No, I'm sticking with just shares. I'm just doing like gold only right now because it still has a lot of volatility to it. Which volatility, if you're constantly swing trading like I'm doing, it's your friend. So in order to make my money, I need that volatility. So that's what I'm doing while I'm working and commuting like 3 and something hours a day plus, working, which, they're watching us like hawks. There's no way I can even pick up my phone anymore under a desk or something. So I used to day trade and I used to do all that other stuff, and I did the options with you guys, even with Mr. Lloyd when he gave out his little suggestions and that scientist and all of that, but I can't do it anymore. So, but I still want to make money. I mean, I still have that bug, that fire.
Well, so Cali girl, because I got some people interested in like the money you're making right now in the commodity in gold. So, like, how exactly are you buying the gold? Is it through are you buying like the ETF? Are you buying an option on the
ETF?
Okay.
The ETF. That way, I know I won't burn my money.
So you're buying an option on the ETFs.
You could, but for me right now, I have enough capital where I can go in.
Okay.
15,000.
Okay.
And 5% of that is
it's good. Yeah, it's good money
because it often moves 10%. Is quite a bit of change. So doing that almost every day, I'm able to just accumulate that way. Only because I've been watching it to where I've been able to finally figure out how it moves. So I'm able to, what I do is I buy it near the end of the day, the last hour, because it just kind of, like you said, because some of the stuff you've been saying I've been paying attention to, it'll like dip during the day.
Right.
And so I don't really want to buy quite then. JNUG and JDust, I noticed there's somebody who constantly moves those two. And equal and opposite, they constantly move those two. So if one's up 10%, the other one's down 10%. Whoever that is will turn right around within another day or two and will bring the one that was down right back up. So I'm watching that constantly. So they always do it. So I just simply jumped in and rode the wave.
There it is, man. Yeah, that's a good little tip for people in the chat room. I really appreciate that.
It does it. If you start watching just those two, there's someone who manipulates it constantly, and I can tell that's how they're making their money. Once I figured it out, I started making my money with them. And it's not a lot. Well, it's not a. Well, I guess it is like 300 to 800 a day. So it's just accumulating for me.
Yeah. I see Robert Polo in the chat room saying she's right about JNUG. Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good way to make money. The only thing is that you gotta have the capital to be able to do that. Now, how long are you staying in the trade when you do that? Is it just a 1 day thing? Or?
Oh, overnight. Overnight. Not even if it's 1 day. If it's like, oh, they only went up 2%. Oh, I'm just gonna just let it ride until they bring it up further. Then that's the only time I'll stay in. But for really, you can make a quick overnight money. It's like you get in just within that last hour, so you can figure out which way it's gonna go. Now, listening to Mr. Lloyd, I was always scared to buy the blood. He was like, buy the blood. So I started buying the blood, and then that's when it started working.
Mm-hmm.
Get it when it's down. They're going to come back around towards it and just shoot it up, and then just don't be greedy, because I've done that. It's like, oh, there goes my money. So just sell. It's like, just have that exit, like other people have said. I've been listening and learning, so have that exit. What will you be happy with? Minus 300 at the bottom. So when it doesn't seem like it's going to go too much further, I'll just sell and be happy with that.
Now,
but a lot of times,
for people,
I'll stick around, and it usually goes to 8 and 9.
And now for Cali girl, just curious, because gold is it's kind of been recovering. Let me see here. What does it look like for the last week? Yeah, for the last
went up. The JNUG has went up. It's been going up over the past month. I took a 30-day and looked at it, and I see it slowly climbing upwards overall.
Now, do you think that will continue, or you think we're topped out here? Because I see we've gotten to a little bit of a wall here, but it could be still going a little bit more.
It could go up. JNUG does things quietly and slowly. That's how, remember that 100 and 200% at the beginning of the year?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just all in your face. It was like over the course of like 30 days, month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow. And if you don't take the time to, because I like to do the swing trade thing overnight or whatever, but if you don't take the time and then just back up and look at it, because I know the bottom's $4. Like the absolute bottom is $4. And I know if things go bad, it can easily go up to 30. So I know it has that huge fat range. And so I know how to deal with it. So if you look at the overall market, gold is gold. So you look at the overall market, and then from there, I can, now I know gold is slowly going up again because people are a little worried.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's how I can tell how worried people are too, by watching gold.
Yeah.
When it starts to really start creeping up, even though everything looks fine out there in the market, somebody out there is worried.
Yeah, I'm looking at
it starts creeping all the way up again.
Yeah, GLD trying to get back above its 200-day moving average, which it hasn't seen since middle of November. So GLD looking to get back above the 200-day moving average. So not bad. So again, Cali girl, thank you so much for the call.
All righty, well, you guys, happy trading.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Cali girl. Finally calling the show. And Cali girl was she a young lady that I think maybe started watching the show maybe back in October, maybe even earlier than that. Should have asked her that. Maybe even earlier than that. But I appreciate the call. She's, as she said, watching gold, and again blessed enough to go in intraday heavy on these shares, on these ETFs, and being able to play those inconsistent moves. All right. Next caller, 251. You're on the air. What's up?
Yo. What's up, Sam?
Hey, Anthony. What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Sitting up here listening to the show and Cali girl and everybody calling in. Shout out to her, man. But the gentleman that called in, I don't know if he worked, but like I said before, he had to do him some long term. Like you was telling, do the triples.
Yeah.
Make your money out for the triples. Go long term. And then if he got time to look at a short term play, take a ticker off the show. play it a week or 2 weeks, and see what it do. And like I said, I'm no expert at it, but me watching you, and like I tell a lot of people, go back and watch your videos. Your videos was really helpful in with me trading and like you was telling him about TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade might charge you more on the front end and on the back end for us the $9 and something cents for us to buy and sell, trade stocks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you can, it's more profitable in the long term, especially if you're a beginner. And that's why, like, when I watched some of your old shows, when I went back to your old shows, when you was talking about TD Ameritrade, get the TD Ameritrade account, open up with that.
Yeah.
When you become an expert such as yourself, and some of the other ones in the chat room, then you look at, other traders, that you can, get in. But I don't have any new tickers or anything right now because I'm just waiting for that. You are the one everybody was in for the last couple of weeks, so I'm just waiting on that one to run. And and then, like I said, my other long terms. That's what I'm doing now. And then I'm kind of busy. So I got a job now. I got to go take care of in the morning, make me a grand off of. So take something in and put it in the market.
There it is, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know you said you were in the construction business, so I know you're doing your thing, making your money, man.
Oh yeah. I appreciate it, sir. Man, you like I say, man, keep them guys, man. Let them folks know, man. Hey, go back and watch your old shows, man, because there's a lot of information in there that'll help them.
There it is, man. Appreciate it.
And I don't know too much about Trade King and all them, but you, like you were saying, you can get 100,000 shares of TD Ameritrade for $100, whatever.
Yeah.
And you said on that when that money get to moving, what, 10, 25%? Man, you done made your money.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I try to tell people that so many times, with these triples and these doubles, it don't take a lot for you to make your money back in these moves, in penny stocks, period. If you get a stock that, isn't doing anything right now and, you caught it at a nice entry, before the run starts really moving, put down 100, 200, 300. If you're more blessed, then sure, put down 5 or 6 and, start it off that way. And yes, man, I mean, a huge move in the stock. Like, for example, we just had a woman talk about that IMLFF, I think it was. I forgot what that she was just talking about. But that's a stock, again, 0007 to where it is now. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you can make thousands of dollars every single month.
And that's what I said. I kid you not. The other day I sat up here and I put like almost 400 something tickers in my watch list on TD Ameritrade. And not only that, the gentleman, if he's listening, if he get TD Ameritrade, then he can set up alerts on his phone for every stock,
every
a certain amount that he wanted to get to.
That's one. It's so crazy, Anthony, because I'm sure you've seen that video where I talk about getting the TD and also getting that dummy email account where you get all the emails from the promoters and stuff, because you can go in and set those alerts and set those alerts for the future or whatever, and then when that stock constantly comes up, you can take position. So you got people who have stocks where their alerts, they only got 4 or 5 stocks they're following. Nah, man, this is OTCs. You got to have 50, 60, 80, 100 stocks ready and ready to go, set up with alerts, because you need to know when these stocks are going to be moving. You need to know why they're moving, where are they at in the process of their ranges, and whether or not you need to take a position because something could be coming up here.
Exactly. And TD Ameritrade, and one thing I like about them, they 24 hours. You can call them, I don't care what time of day or night it is, you can call them and you can get expert advice or help on anything. Like, I'm working on my chart, trying to get my chart situated to where I want it. And with my Bollinger Bands, 4 and 8s and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I have questions. I call them, and like I say, you might pay the 9 something, but to buy your shares and to close out your shares. But other than that, I mean, the software that they give you in on Trade Architect, because that's the new the software that they had, Trade Architect. That thing, that man, like I said, I got over 400 something watches that I'm watching, and all of them like 14. You know, they up some of a lot of them. Good bit of them is up there. You know, and those are ones I'm gonna play. And they and on that sale, they 000 and 00 plays.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, if you need me to, I could email it to you.
Yeah, go ahead and email it to me. I'll share it to the people in the list and as well as the Discord room. Yeah, send me an email, man. happypennystocks@gmail.com and put that together, and I'll definitely be more than happy to share that with people on the show as well as in the Discord room.
Yeah, because like I said, beginners, hey, they need it. Because Astra, I love what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's running with that thing.
Yeah.
She's running with it.
Yeah,
I like it.
She really is. She really is. I appreciate it, man.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. DRUS, Drone USA. This is the drone company. The bands are tightening on this. It's been kind of in the range for some while here. It's not the cheapest penny stock in the world, but I do know that they were approved back in December. Their drones were approved by the United States government to start actually going after some government contracts with the U.S. military. So Drone USA got a website, got actual products out there. It's a stock that I'm watching, DRUS. Put an alert on this one too. Bands are tightening on this again. Very, not crazy volume, I get it. But again, just watch to see if this starts moving at all on either a promo or some real news. It is a legitimate company, by the way. 845, you're on the air. What's up?
Good evening. I'm the person that spoke about the GBSN last night. Remember, I wasn't sure what to do today, and I actually tweeted you. I sold half at the open this morning, and then the rest, thank God. This shows you, everything looked like it can go further. The RSI was low, and everything, and they sold it off. They dumped 800 million shares again in volume today.
Crazy what happened with GBSN. I mean, for the stock to dump almost, what was that, 32% today. Now, the justification where I came to the conclusion is that, okay, well, the stock was up 780%, since the 30th. So this was meant to happen. But do you believe that we can start to see a continued sell-off even tomorrow?
I do. Because remember you said to me last night, a lot of people that have positions in the 000s in that stock, and they're sitting on huge gains, 30, 40, 50,000. They're going to dump, and that rang in my head this morning. So I appreciate your advice. I do. I think it goes lower.
I it's so funny. I think I agree with you because this was a stock that was in the triples not too long ago. I mean, I can see the triples as far recently as December. So it was doing nothing for a long period of time. And you're absolutely right. You had a lot of people sitting in the stock, and now they're up huge. They are selling into this momentum.
One other one, the AMLH. I also tweeted to you today. I thought it was positive. The stock actually rebounded today. It hit a high of 0052, closed at 0046, and the CEO did a Facebook Live presentation at 2 this afternoon. That's when the stock popped.
So I'm curious. Okay, this guy, I know he was a contestant on a TV show and whatnot.
I know, right?
Like what exactly is his business? Is he an executive producer? Is he a filmmaker? Like, what exactly does he do?
Yeah, I don't have enough information. I'm not certain. I was just playing the chart.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, that's probably the best. That's probably the best way to do it. But I love the fact that he's putting himself out there, and Astrid is she loves it as well too. He's answering questions. He's not hiding. He's not some kind of mystery man. He's really engaged with investors, and it's convinced a lot of people to buy shares and hold shares. based on news that's incoming, and that's really important. So, 15% move today again in the stock. Now we're looking at possibly breaking some previous highs here from the first. Do you think this is going to keep going?
I do, and we have the catalyst next Wednesday, April 12th, New York City. Some huge show he's presenting at.
Okay.
That's another catalyst, and I mean, there's certain I do follow the Investors Hub, and you got to be real careful with the people on that site. But there's certain people on that board that have a history of pushing these stocks up, and the volume on the stock is, it's very liquid. Good, huge volume. That's positive, absorbing the sellers. So I think it goes to a penny.
Okay. Wow.
Between next Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
No, that's. You're talking almost 60% plus from where we are now. That's a very nice gain, and for the fact that we do have that date to look up to. So yeah, people are going to start taking some positions here. IMLFF, and he mentioned that he's going to be doing a new show. Did he kind of give any ideas of what the show's going to be about?
I didn't research that enough. I need to look into that.
Okay.
I don't know. Good question.
Okay. All right.
Can I just ask you one more of the USRM? I know you talked about it earlier. I just got into the show. Your thoughts tonight? Everything looks strong. The chart looks good.
Yes,
it's the FDA.
Right. Yeah. Now it's all about waiting. It's a waiting game now. Very similar setup to what we just talked about. IMLFF. Waiting for that good news and how exactly it has an effect on the stock. I wish the company would kind of give us a little bit of an idea where, how soon this could be coming, because, anxiety can grow in investors, and people who are already up huge can decide to start selling, and that's what we don't want to see. So
the only good thing is that they released the Form 4s last Friday. They seem to do that every Friday, more insider buying, if that's any positive indication.
Yes.
Of what's coming. I don't know, hopefully.
Yeah, so what were you watching? But it's been a good month and a half for USRM. This is a stock that, started back to its February, if we really consider it, at 0041. And now, at 12 cents a share. It's a huge move for the stock alone. Over the last, month and a half, 2 months. So it's going well, and, we'll see what happens.
Great. So, appreciate it. I really love the show, and I keep spreading the word about you. More people are going to keep tuning in.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the call.
Yep. Have a nice evening.
You as well. So, thank you to that caller. And, look, two really good stocks, USRM and IMLFF, and I think they got bright histories, bright futures for both of them. 904, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Sal? This Luke.
Hey.
Let's talk about this ICLD, man. Let's talk about this ICLD.
Yeah, so ICLD.
What's going on?
Well, on Twitter, if you follow my Twitter account, Free Stock Pick, I called ICLD last night. I told you it was going to pop, and sure enough, it was an RSI move. It was just a pure RSI move, and ICLD, you had the dip buyers who came in. We had a couple callers call about that. I should have pulled up the ICLD chart, because that's basically what happened here. The stock did a run earlier last month and had cooled down to a point where we were below 30 on the RSI yesterday. So you had some bottom fishing today in ICLD, and they kind of ran with it here on the hourly chart. So will it continue? I don't know. I think today was just kind of like one of those one-day things. I don't know if it's going to keep going, man.
Okay. All right. What about I'm in this other 000 stock, FLSR. I just bought some of that today. I just know it popped before. You said if it popped before, it should pop again. What you think about that?
Yeah. Okay. So FLSR. Yeah. This is something. Let me see here. Yeah, it ran back in March, right? It ran back in March.
I made a good little penny in. but I bought it at a higher price. It's very low now, so I didn't know it was gonna get that low. I bought it in a triple 06 today. So I'm trying to see what that's gonna do.
Yeah.
What you think?
Yeah, by the look at my email, I see here it was promoted in March by smallcapvoice.com. Let me see here. Okay. And they were supposed to start a YouTube advertising campaign. I don't know where they are with that, but yeah, it's cooled off right now. You got a lot of support here at the 0007s. It looks like it hasn't really gone much lower than that. The 52-week low, though, is 0003, but that was a long time ago, from exactly almost a year ago. So we probably aren't going to be seeing that anytime soon. So I think right now, if you were to get in, you're at the bottom of the band. So it's a safe call right now at these levels based on what I'm seeing here on the chart.
Yeah, I got in today at 0006.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So you're sitting pretty, man. I think now it's just all about, stay tuned and wait, seeing what the company's still putting out there, whether or not it'll go under promotion again soon. That's left to be seen. But as you're not buying high, you're not buying super low, but I think you're sitting right. You're sitting right.
Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm just using all of the profit that I made trading. I'm using to buy these 000 because it's free money right now.
Yeah.
I try to get some more of that USEI. It got the 00055, but it wouldn't let me get in. It wouldn't let me get in. I seen it dip there, but it wouldn't fill my order. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened. It went to 00005, then it popped back up to 0007. I'm just a stalker, man. I'm stalking. And that HMP, I don't know, man. What's going on with that, man? I watched that today. It looked like it don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, that's pissing me off as well. So, but I'm
stalking it, man.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
that. Yeah, I don't know. That's another one too where I'm just like, okay, I don't have too much in it where I can sit and let it sit for a little bit, but I don't like, stocks not doing anything. And I don't mind taking a loss, man. It is what it is. If it doesn't start acting right, I will go ahead and sell my position and move on to something else.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sal. That's all I want to talk about. Appreciate your help.
Not a problem. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the call, 904. Somebody said IMLFF. IMLFF is going to get to 80 cents less than 2 weeks. I don't doubt that the stock will get to 80 cents. I just don't believe it'll get to 80 cents without pulling back. If what I'm hearing about, the products that they have and under wraps and whatnot, I don't have any doubt that it's going to get there with the kind of strong buying that we're seeing in the stock. I mean, this is a stock that, at the open, people love buying this stock, man. They love buying this stock. Very strong volume here over the last, several days. I pray that this continues. I pray it continues. Big Zini, you said FLSR's got a lousy product? Yeah, go ahead and like this video if you can. Like this video if you can. Bose, you say you tried to call 50 times? TXHD. TXHD 0051. Oh, look at that. Look at the stock using that 200-day moving average, man. Just using that as support. Look at that lifeline. It's been doing that ever since the 13th of last month. And it was actually doing that a lot earlier, but failed it a couple times. But TXHD now at 0051 here on the 1 hour chart. The daily shows that we're still significantly below it. So, that bearish energy on the hourly looks like we started turning up a little bit, but the daily still shows, some struggling going on here. But I think you're right, Bowles, in terms of going long here, because you've got, really good support at these prices. And you're just going to have to be a little bit patient, man. J Imports, yeah, I agree with you, J Imports. Just wait on the next pullback. That's exactly how I feel about IMLFF too. That stock could look like it's going to $1, man. That stock looks like OWCP a little bit. Appreciate it, Silver Fox. That stock looks like OWCP. OWCP is a stock that we didn't know what the hell was going on with that stock. Remember OWCP? For those of you guys who've been watching the show for a period of time, OWCP had a huge run back in October where we watched the stock go from 0005 to, I believe, like 17 cents or something like that, right? 0005 to like 17 cents. It was incredible. Incredible. That alone, I think, is a couple %. The stock started going quiet, all right? Then the beginning of January, you started having more buying get into the company stock as the company started putting out news again. And we watched the stock go from 12 cents to 60 cents, and then it just exploded. It just exploded. And IMLFF, again, here's another quote-unquote biotech research play. You know, it's similar kind of, you know, pharmaceutical type of thing. We create products that heal people and blah, blah, blah. So it's a very similar come up. So it's got me, you know, it's definitely got my ears perked, man. Yeah, it's got my ears perked. Absolutely. This is within the last 12 months. We literally watched OWCP. Probably one of the biggest mistakes I think I've made in my trading career is not buying OWCP when I could have bought it. Probably one of my biggest mistakes. You know. I still regret that moment. You know, because I remember pulling up OWCP at $0.01 a share. I remember it. You know, again, you can pull up the chart yourself. September 28th, 2016, September 28th. That was a couple months ago. OWCP was a 0005 stock. 0005 stock. Nobody gave a fuck about this stock. And, you know, sure enough, what was that, 3 weeks ago? A month ago? We got to $3 a share. You know, we got to $3 a share. You know, that represents an increase of well, I can't even say how big this number is. Can you? I don't even know how to pronounce how big this number is. Whatever that is, 599,000% from 0005 to $3, and that's not even the high. I think the high was like 323 or something like that. You know, you want to talk about a missed opportunity? Talk OWCP. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't even want to do the math on that one, man. I don't even want to do the math on what a $500 investment is multiplied by 500, almost 600,000%. I don't even want to do the math on that. Yeah, you're a millionaire. Yeah, that's about $2.9 million. About $2.9 million on a $500 investment. Yeah, about $2.9 million on a $500 investment in, what is that, 7 months? From October to March. What is that? October to March is what, 6 months, 7 months? Not even that. Maybe like 5 months. Turn $500 into $2 million. You wouldn't have held the stock anyway, though. I mean, you wouldn't have held the stock. You know, most guys would have sold it at 10 grand or, you know. But shit. 813. Call me back, 813. Call me back, bro. Call me back. Oh, yeah, absolutely life-changing. You know. But again, when, you know, should have jumped, man. You know, and again, one of my biggest regrets is not buying that stock. We talked about it on the show. I think if you go back to episode like 17 or 16 or some shit, we talked about it. Yeah, OWCP going for a penny a share right now. It looks like it's doing okay. Nice little run here. You know, sometimes I wish I can time travel. That's why if you ever seen the movie Time Cop with, what's that? I think Van Damme or something like that. And one of the Time Cop movies, I think there's only one. But there's a guy he goes back and sees, and he's an investor, right? He's living in the past, and all he does is buy and sell stocks that he knows are going to make a killing in the future. 813, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up? This Woody Wright.
Hey, what's up, Woody Wright?
Yeah, there's also one that also run from between September and October that was CAN, and I got in September, and between November it went right up to $5.
Yeah. CANN was another one. Yep, CANN was another one. This was a stock, 2016, was relatively quiet, did some runs. This is a stock I broke down quite a bit as I watched this stock, and you know, this is another one that started off pretty high, 72 cents, where a lot of penny stock people was like 72 cents a share, but it ran from 72 cents, absolutely, as you said, to $5, absolutely.
Because I heard about that penny stock, I was in a sports bar in Tampa, and two kids I don't even know if they're old enough to even smoke was talking about it.
Wow.
And I keyed in my phone, and when I came home, my set was like 35 cents, and I was like, I didn't know stock sell for 35 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought it when it went for $1, but I didn't put much money on it, and then it ran up to $5, $6, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna invest in this instead of just trade it.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have it up to this point. So the mistake I made was I should have dump more money in it, and when it reached the $5 or $6, then I should have pulled profits, and when it comes down now, then buy it back.
Yeah.
But I'd never really buy, stock that low before, because I mostly, normally play options and all that stuff. So and buy stuff for long term, but I'm understanding what you're saying when you're saying, buy the blue chip stock and stuff. You're here gonna get white before you make any money.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, again, the stocks we just talked about, Woody Wright, these are stocks that had made people, thousands to several hundred thousands to a potential $1 million in a span of 6 months or less. So the opportunities are well among us. We just got to be able to be a little bit more aggressive, be a little bit more patient. But then that's the fight, the inner battle that every investor has to deal with.
Yeah, and I'm in the SPY from last week, and it was it's a bumpy ride. And today when I look at my phone, the market, everything was good. I was like up a couple $100, and by the time I almost leave work, when I look on my phone, I see everything is in the red, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
And I'm also in CHK. I bought some calls on it too, but I'm still up on it in a way. But I'm gonna see at the end of the week. If nothing happens, I'll just sell and call it a day and see what next week brings.
Yeah. CHK, man, I don't know. Oil is struggling right now. We'll see what happens. I think things are turning around finally, but CHK, it's cheap options, by the way, though, on CHK.
Oh yeah, I went into it from last week. I mean, I'm still up, even though we have a red day, but this morning it was up like 70-something cents. I was still, even though it's down now, I'm still up on it, because the options are cheap.
Yeah.
So, I still got 40-something more days to go before, you start to lose your money,
Right.
So I'm gonna see how that looks and see how the SPY run for tomorrow.
We'll definitely be watching, man.
Make a decision. Yeah. Yeah, but good show, man. a lot of people learning a lot.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, take care, man, and keep up the good work.
Will do. Appreciate it, Woody Wright. That's Woody Wright on the phone. Cool Cat Beats. That's Woody Wright on the phone. All right, so we talked about the stocks that we already know that are kind of in play right now, man. We talked about the stocks that are kind of in play right now. GBSN, MMEX. A stock we haven't talked about here that I should talk a little bit more about, but I can't really find anybody to give me some information on what's going on with Zeno. You know, Zeno, almost 2,000 trades in the stock. You know, it's been doing really well. It's been doing really well. It's tearing it up, man. You know, the stock's tearing it up. But I haven't been following. I can't follow every single stock, but, you know, it's been like a jet, man. It's been like a jet. And multiple day gains in Zeno. Multiple day gains in Zeno. ZENO is the ticker, as you can see there. Again, I've been trying to cry out to somebody to start taking BLTO seriously. I just got an email again. I got 3 emails today about BLTO being the hot stock tomorrow. Maybe somebody's going to finally take this stock seriously now. BLTO. What else? IMLFF. That's another one. IMLFF. All right. I expect a pullback in the stock tomorrow. We might not get it. We might, you know, shit, it might just keep going up. This might be the OWCP, the next one. This might be the next $3-4 stock that some of us are hesitating on, and I might be hesitating on it again. You know, shit, I'd love to go back in time when this stock was, you know, I mean, let's go back. You know, I'd love to get it back at 10 cents a share. Look at that, 10 cents a share in December. 10 cents a share. You got people that are already up 500%. 500% since December. 90 days. All right, 120 days, whatever it is. They're already up 500%. Who? There's nobody in this chat room right now. If I told you you'd be up 500% in 120 days, wouldn't take that. Wouldn't take that. You know? That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's opportunity knocking, man. That's opportunity knocking. I'm still analyzing it. All right? We're gonna wrap the show up here. We're talking about these stocks that are running right now. And by the way, OWCP had a 6% day today, although I just think that's just a drop in the bucket. You guys didn't bring up DRWN, although it was the biggest gainer on the stock today. I think for the most part we can all agree this was, you know, just a one-day kind of thing. And DRWN, kind of a one-day pop. You know, some promoter got rich off that. All right, DRWN. I mean, there's just nothing to this at all. So, nothing. There's just nothing here. I just don't see anything. AMLH, as we talked about. AMLH. Oh, Parker Mills. Yeah, we talked about CEGX. I'm just about to get into that. CEGX. Although I hate the people who are promoting it on Twitter because they're grimy, slimy people. You know, and I don't like the fact that some of them came into this chat room. And if you guys remember, they're like, NEWC, and NEWC sold its ass a day or two later. And I hate when my, you know, traders get burned on anything. You guys know I don't promote anything unless I think you guys can make some money on it. You know, regardless of the fact that the promoter and the people on the inside are going to sell, but I want you to be able to make some money on it. And I felt like we got you know, not necessarily myself, but some people in the chat room, you know, ended up buying the bag, holding the bag rather, on NEWC that first time around. You said you made 225% on NEWC. Yeah, that was a good run. But unfortunately, when you know, it was a bomb ass run. I remember that run. It was a beautiful run in December into early January. But this guy called up at, like, you know, this was like, you know, February, and he was like, NEWC, baby, that's the way to go, baby. NEWC, that's the play tomorrow. Everybody get in on, baby. And sure enough, the next day, you know, it just took a shit on everybody. So CEGX, we'll watch that one. Bose, you saying GRNH? GRNH, 7 cents a share. All right. Let me get into the daily, see what the daily looks like. All right. I prefer to be at the lower end of the Bollinger Band for an entry, but GRNH still a low end on the RSI. Although, I mean, when I get in on an OTC, I love to be at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. I love being at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. But I mean, this is fine too. You know, it's below the 200 on the daily chart. You're still just at 50 on the RSI, so not crazy. Not crazy. STEV, by the way, is a runner. STEV has been, yeah. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Yeah, STEV did some things, because I remember I started the show in June. Yeah, STEV got to as high as 5 cents. 5 cents. For those of you guys who've been trading penny stocks for a while, you might remember OLTE. OLTE, if you guys remember, this is a stock that went from 25 cents to $7 or whatever that was. It was ridiculous, man. This was back in July. That was ridiculous. That was just, I remember just looking at the chart and just like, what the hell just happened? What the hell did we just watch? You know? And of course the stock shitted on itself, you know, several days later. But a run is a run. And it is a low float stock, by the way. So LOTE, I'm still watching LOTE once in a while. You know, I still go on the chart and look at it. And he had some weird, unusual activity. Some real unusual activity this month in LOTE, like somebody's trying to take a position. So I'm watching it. Last call of the day, 601, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Taj? John from Florida.
Hey, John, what's up, man?
Yeah, not too much. Just calling in about OXIS. Yeah, that particular stock did not do what I was expecting it to do today, but I did get a nice little profit from it. I had a red day today, red candle. It's still up from Monday, though.
Yeah, I mean, and John, I mean, this was kind of like an RSI, right? I mean, basically, because I remember we talked about it a little bit yesterday. You know, this was just basically a situation where the stock was oversold, and we had some bottom fishing take place.
Well, yeah, that too, and also that FDA approved to go into phase 2. I mean,
yes, and that too.
Back in January, I mean, this stock was up, you know, up to above 20 cents. And I was doing research on it, and for the life of me, I could not find out what made that stock drop back in January of this year, because just 2 months ago or 3 months ago, it was 20 cents. Then all of a sudden it just dropped. I mean, it was no failed drug test. I mean, earlier when it popped up early January, it's because of the specific drug that made it go into phase 2, and there was no news of any failure or any drawbacks. I mean, and as you can see here, I mean, the other day they had announced that they were going into phase 2. So, I mean, like I said, I did get a nice little profit off of it. I had to say it. I mean, because it got up to like 0.038. And then it started dropping, so I had to take my money off the table. But I mean, the 4 is still above the 8 on the daily chart, and I'm looking for this stock to rebound a little bit, because you can have a red day, people taking profits and everything. That's understandable.
Sure.
But I mean, for a stock to have an FDA phase 2 approval, I mean, and have no reason to sell off back in January, I don't think it belongs down this low. I mean, I really don't. I expect this stock to go up as the weeks pass by. So I'm still watching it. Obviously, I had to get out. I had to take profits. That's been one of my issues. You know, being a new trader is not taking profits. So I just went ahead and took them. But yeah, I look for this stock to rebound a little bit. I mean, it's no way. It's FDA phase 2. There's no way it can stay that low. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I'll still be watching it and enjoy the show, man.
So John, I'm curious now. I mean, obviously, you know, the stage 2. I don't know how long it, you know, the stage will take. So are you saying you want to go long here with this? I mean, this might be the lowest, you know, the stock will probably ever see.
Yeah, I do want to go long. I do want to go, but I just had to take those profits. I mean, I'm looking for a re-entry, if not tomorrow, then next week. Because, I mean, with that FDA, I mean, it normally takes, I think, to go from phase 1 to phase 2, up to a year, and go to phase 2 to phase 3. Obviously, you have more volunteers that participate in a particular phase. It normally takes a few months up to 2 years. So, I mean, it could take the full 2 years, or it could pop off in the next few months. But as I said yesterday, I mean, one of their particular patients, as a result of this drug, had a remission in their cancer for over a year. I mean, and that's documented. So I heard you talking about OWCP. I mean, obviously, you know, when you look at a stock and it's depressed, it's looking all beat up and everything, you don't really think too much about it. And then all of a sudden it just pops out. I'm looking at this stock to do this because, like I said, I look back through the history. I couldn't find any reason for it to sell off. No reason. There was no failed drug test or anything like that. So as far as the particular drug test and the phases that it's in, I have seen only positive news, and that's documented news on that particular patient. So, I mean, this stock being this low, I mean, I was because I'm looking back early January, it had a green day, then the next day was red, then all of a sudden it just took off. So I'm not saying it's just gonna take off, but obviously I expect it to trend up. I don't expect it to go any lower. So I'm looking for a re-entry point on a FDA phase 2 approved stock. I'm looking for a re-entry, but I had to take. I knew that people were going to take profits today, so I had to take it. So
Right.
But I'm looking for a re-entry point on it.
All right, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Not a problem.
Enjoy the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you, John. Call back anytime. You know it. Again, let me go over some stocks that we think are going to run tomorrow. Obviously, you guys know the USRM. We've already beaten that above the head. Putting together a list here and going over some tickers that we haven't talked about. And instead of always chasing, and I hope you guys are loading up on positions and stocks that are kind of forgotten about, because we know these stocks run again, right? We know these stocks will come to again. So, when you're creating your list, and you're looking at some of these stocks that nobody, cares about right now, don't, let me see here. CBay, no, this was, what was that other OTC company? AZFL. Was it AZFL? Yeah, AZFL at 0016. AZFL at 0016. This is a stock that's ran back in February, right? That ran back in February to 0068. So it's down almost 80%. I'm watching AZFL. If you guys remember, AZFL was a star a couple weeks ago. Just a couple weeks ago. MNTR still bleeding. All right, so MNTR still bleeding. Still bleeding. VDRM. VDRM was a star. Again, this was another stock that was, 5 cents a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, well, actually like less than 2 weeks ago to be exact, the 22nd, we were at that stock's recent high, which was about 5 cents a share. VDRM burned out. Actually was a lot higher back in February. Waiting for that to burn out. If you guys remember, it took off here at around 0062. 0062. What else here? FBEC. FBEC. This is nothing's going on in this stock right here, but I did take a position. I took a position in this stock last week. Small position in FBEC, just because I just noticed the fact that it was in compliance and nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. I'm not saying it'll pop or anything like that. I just at 0014, nice share structure. I thought maybe the future could be looking bright for that one if it gets promoted again. All right. DPW, Africa Emporium. Digital Power. Digital Power. I like that how tight those bands are. And DPW still in the middle of the band. Looks like you've been trending there for some time. Pura. Yeah, Pura is up nice and high. From 2 cents a share. Nice move there. Kind of hot right now in Pura, but it's looking really good. Now 2 days. Actually, on the daily chart, you're not hot. Excuse me, that was the hourly. Wow, beautiful last 2 days in PURA. Here's another one that sold off, right? Sold off, got to the twos. All right, got to the twos. Consolidated at this 2 cent, that 2 cent price, and just was really taking off on that. He had a low RSI for almost a week and a half, 2 weeks. And nice move from the bottom of the RSI to the center. You're at 58 right now. Beautiful move in Pura. Beautiful move in Pura. Yeah, USEI came back today. USEI came back today after a move to almost 0009. Came back to 0003. Came back to 0003. The battle of the triples, man. Getting out of those triples. Once it does that, then it's, that's just the battle. Travis, you said you made a killing on Pura? Yeah, that was a good move. That was a good move. Well, USEI came back to 0006 after getting to as high as 0009. After coming back to 0009. But again, follow the company on Twitter. Follow the company on Twitter, man. They're putting out a lot of things. If you guys remember, the catalyst for USEI, as you guys know, the company's in California. California is accepting marijuana growers' licenses on growers as well as dispensary licenses for public consumption January 1st, but they're looking to try to move that ahead. And this is per USEI Twitter account. So you can find them, just put in USEI Cannabis. It pops right up on Twitter. I actually retweeted them yesterday morning. Pure and ALKM working together? Okay. NEPT. NEPT, don't know much about them. Yeah, it's a long-term. It's a long-term hold for me. It's a long-term hold for me. I mean, again, I would love if USEI becomes, our version of AMLH. Our version of AMLH, where we see this. This is what I want to see in USEI. That's what I want to see. This is what I want to see. This is the dream right here. A triple to double and to God knows how high. That's what we want to see. USMJ, yeah, USMJ is setting up kind of like that. USMJ, I saw USMJ go up, 0001. And USMJ, by the way, you had the opportunity at the beginning of this year to get in USMJ at the 0003s and 0004s. Now you're not going to see that again. You're probably not going to see that again on USMJ. 404, you're on the air. What's up?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing? I had a question on TOPS.
Okay.
I bought it in at 99 cents and it dropped to I think like 86 cents. I was wondering, do you think this is just for next few days, or is it gonna pick up in a week or so? It seems like it's at an all-time low.
Yeah, it's at an all-time low, and I think you might go a little bit lower, but a pop is coming, and there's no doubt that it is coming. I mean, we've seen it happen before in stocks like Dries and Tops and many others. So you can never discount a stock that people love to buy, and the stocks popped before at these levels. If you go back to what the stock did on March 16th, you had a very similar play where the stock got oversold. And then you had a really big RSI pop. I think you're looking for a very similar setup in this stock as well. So it's going to be coming. It's going to be coming. I think you're just going to have to be a little bit patient, but it will go up. It will go up.
So more obviously, like more than a week or so, or 2 weeks.
Time frame. Again, I mean, dude, if I knew that, if I knew that, right, dude. But it's going to happen, dude. I mean, this is not a stock that's going to be 86 cents forever. So we know it's going to go back up. It's just a matter of things coming together to make, to make that happen. So right now you had 34 on the RSI at the daily chart. The last time the stock popped up the way it did, it was at 24. So, you might see the stock come down, another nickel or 10 cents from where it is now. But from what the stock did on that very next day when it got that low, you went up to as high as $2.35. So you made whatever back that you had lost. So that's the play you're looking for. You got in kind of high, but it's coming. You just gotta have to be a little patient for it, man.
Okay, and also I have one more. CBR, I'm in at like 32 cents a share, and it's I don't know. Do you think that will be going up, or it's just going to keep on?
See, here's the thing on CBR. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I played CBR back in February based on what some things that had gone on back then. The company still has a lot of assets that they can let off for some cash that could drive the stock up, but it is in some financial straits here. So, but when a company does sell assets, it does generate buying activity in the stock. So right now, that's what you're waiting for. But good volume.
Because it said I'm sorry. It said they're a 75-cent share takeover from another company, Holding.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Now is that already been approved by the company? Like, did they say that, or are they going to vote on it?
No. They just acknowledged it.
Okay.
CBR acknowledges that American Holding was looking to buy them out for 75 cents a share, and I think they had 5% already so far.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, like as a company, as a member that owns CBR, will that be good for them to sell for 75 cents a share? You think if their their stock is obviously at like 32 cents or 33 cents a share?
I mean, I from the language, I don't know if it's a buyout or they're just getting a position in the company.
It's a buyout.
All right, so if it truly is a buyout, I mean, it should be having a better effect on the stock than it is now. I mean, man,
they just haven't said anything about it. They didn't decline the offer, or they just acknowledged it. I think that's why.
Yeah, and the bands are wide as fuck, and it's just kind of sitting there in the middle, not really doing anything. Yeah, man, I if you're in the stock, I can see your frustration. I understand your frustration because it's not doing anything right now. So I think you're just gonna have to unfortunately wait on it, man, and see,
on it.
all right, and see what happens here.
I hear that. All right, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Appreciate the call. 404. Call back anytime, man. All right. I promised myself I'm going to start getting back to an hour and a half shows, and I went 2 hours and 30 minutes. Look at that shit. I don't know why we always go over, but I mean, there's so many stocks to talk about, so it is what it is, man. PIP, real quick, just a couple shares we're gonna, couple stocks we'll breeze through. What's going on with PIP, man? Alex, I know Alex used to call me about PIP. He just like, fuck it. He don't even talk about it anymore. He's just like, fuck that shit. You guys tell me what you think about it, because I feel like PIP is just like, man, it's just, ugh. It's just like a fucking dud, man. It's like a first round draft pick that gets hurt in the first game. It's just, come on, I had so much faith and trust in you. And it doesn't deliver. Let me see here, man. Yeah, PIP is like a Ryan Leaf. So low on the band. Yeah, it's like a Ryan Leaf. I mean, you buy the stock here and you're like, oh my God, this is going to explode. And, now it's been almost a month and a half and it ain't did shit. SAMU down 50%. Damn. Assume, I don't know. The Assume. Now, Assume. Okay. Man. Look, it never hurts to take a position in a stock that's 0001. It never hurts to take a small position in a stock this cheap, because you just never know. And 0004 is profit. 0003 is profit. 002 is profit. So, and you can't get lower than that. But you only have to figure, does it make sense to put money into another stock that's 0001 that probably has a little bit more potential to run? You're going to have to decide that. DMHI is one that I was looking at. That's in the 000s, by the way. DMHI. In compliance, by the way. I don't know. Assume in compliance on OTC markets. It probably is OTC Pinks right now. NGCG. New Generation Consumer Group. This is one that's tightening. That's already in my portfolio. NGCG, New Generation Consumer Group. Hasn't done much, but it's been promoted in the past, and stocks that have been promoted in the past, they run again. So took a position in that, seeing what's that going to do, but we'll see. Maybe a couple others off the list. OMHE, Omni Health. Omni Health at 2 cents a share. I'm looking to see whether or not it's going to continue to fall back to this 200-day moving average, which it's used it before on OMHE. What I love about this company, that it's an OTC stock, dirt cheap, but it's got decent volume every day. I mean, it's, anywhere just above 500,000 to about 1 million shares traded every day in Omni. It's got its little thing, and it's been up there before. It's cooling off, and I think I can get in a little bit cheaper. And this is another stock I missed the run on. If you go back to September, it was a 0028 stock, got to as high as 6 cents, 7 cents a share. All right, looking for that to run again. me see here. URRE. Well, you know, I only talk about the stocks people call up about, baby. You got to call me, Mike Reynolds. You got to call me. I mean, whatever. I mean, if you got a stock and you really want people to know about it, you got to give me a call. Give me a call. I mean, hell, if you just want to buy the stock to promote it yourself to get other people, give me a call. I take calls from other promoters. I take calls from you know, these guys on Twitter that like to just to pump their stocks. But what's the catalyst? URRE announces positive results from its Columbus Basin lithium project. Okay. Where are we at after hours in it? Let me see here, man. Y'all gonna try to keep me here for another damn 3 hours. Hold on. You are oh shit. Oh shit. Hold up. Oh shit. Oh shit. URRE is at 2:05 after hours here. Okay. All right, Mike. I think Mike just gave us a good runner for tomorrow. Again, be careful of this gap up opening, though. Be careful of this gap up opening. Yeah, be careful of that gap up opening, though, man. I mean, the news is strong. It's strong news because, you know, that's good news for a company like this is not bad. And you're below 50 on the RSI, so, you know, you're going to get that gap up opening. That 275 is a slight wall in front of us. Actually, 263 is in front of us. But nice, man. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Ascend Trading, you said it's a fader. You know, I actually agree with you on that one, man. I mean, just the news isn't. I mean, it's good news, but it's not like game changing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would see what happens, man. I would see what happens with the stock, man. But it does look like something that could fade out because the news isn't. It's not like, you know, they found 2 tons of gold in their property or some shit like that. You know, it's a different kind of news, but it's good news. It's good news. Ascend Trading says they had it on their short list. Basically a stock that's going to open up high but eventually fade out, Londale. You know, for example, a good fade out stock, XGTI, for example. That's a beautiful stock that when it's up, you know, it's going to fade out eventually. If I can go back and find XGTI, yeah, this there, you see that? If I can find that, there it is right here. Stock that's going to do something like this and then something like that. That's XGTI almost every time. This is a beautiful example of a stock that fades. Here's the news. All right, catches a lot of people up there who get too excited, and then sure enough, this happens. Yeah, GVO, XGTI, yep. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Maybe you know, maybe the shorters will be, you know, caught off guard here. Maybe we'll have 2 or 3 million, you know, buyers who just refuse to believe the stock is cheaper than 2 and continue to keep buying. Who knows? You know, who knows? You can never predict the future. You have an idea based on, you know, previous history of the stock, but you know, you can never predict the future. That's just, you know, what could happen. What could happen. Yeah, absolutely, Londale Carter. Absolutely. All right. So again, those are some movers for tomorrow among some of the hundreds of other stocks that are moving. On my Twitter account, I posted the top 10 stocks for the day for NASDAQ as well as for OTCs. Those are the stocks that are in play right now, man. Those are the stocks that are in play. I'm looking for maybe a stock that oversold today that might get into the positive tomorrow. And I really couldn't find a NASDAQ play that was like that. There was UNNIS. I'm talking, you might have some bottom fishing going on. UNNIS sold almost 75%. I mean, really just kind of shitted on itself today. Let me see here. Yeah, just really kind of shitted on itself. UNNIS. So, could this be a long? I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for a nickel or two, a dime maybe, UNNIS, you guys tell me. But I do love these stocks that dip down like that, because sometimes you can get, 5 or 6, 7 cents. Appreciate it, Travis. UNNIS. Another one, let me see here. Although the volume just wasn't there. I don't know if the volume is really there to support holding the stock too long. Actually, I think it's been halted, actually. OHGI, has it been halted? I'm not sure. We'll move up on that. SHIP, where it sold off at. SHIP closing to 86 cents a share. We got a guy talk about fading here. That's a beautiful fade right here from what SHIP did yesterday to what it did today. I mean, you're fading all the way probably back down to 81 cents. But other than that, I didn't really see, besides Eunice, I didn't see too much else. GIGL, 25 cents. All right, Brian, I like your entry there, Brian, on GIGL. CGI is a bounce candidate. Let me see here, CGI. CGI down 13%. Okay. God damn. Yeah, they really came at those $5 shares, didn't they? Look at that. Man, that would have been a beautiful drop if you saw that coming. Look at that. They snatched up. Look at that, man. It touched, actually got a little lower to the 480s. And they came running. Look at that, man. They came running. And this is a 1 hour move right here. Look at that. From 5 back to 6. That's 1 hour, man. Beautiful move. Look at that, man. Beautiful move. Intraday. Yeah, that's a beautiful move. Beautiful move. What else do we have here that some dip buys we can take advantage of? Yeah, somebody mentioned dries. Yeah, right. Let me see here. Tops. ORIG is going bankrupt. ORIG is going bankrupt. ORIG is going to get that Q very soon, if I'm correct. IDXG, no. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. I'm looking for something that can move like 5% tomorrow, based on a really aggressive down day today. At least 5%. At least 5%. I didn't see it so far. And again, I'm just kind of going through our list. MNKD. It's so funny you bring that up. I actually looked at Mankind today. I actually did look at Mankind today. Here's Mankind on the daily chart. Yeah, very oversold here on Mankind. Very oversold on Mankind. Yeah, that's wow, 19 on the RSI on MNKD. Yeah, I mean you're right. If you're looking for an RSI move, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. MNKD. And MNKD has ran before. I mean, if you go back, I remember talking about MNKD. And it's done some things before. It's done some things before during better times. It's done some things before. But yeah, it's sold off really aggressively. QMU. Yeah, I mean, if you don't, you know, if you feel like you're chasing stocks, you know, a good way to do it is to buy stocks that have oversold intraday, and then look to see, you know, maybe you can find yourself getting, you know, a nice little 10 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent move. Again, depending, of course, how much the stock costs. But that's a nice little strategy I like to do too. You know, also I mentioned earlier in the show a guy who's, if a stock is up heavy intraday, you know, and you think it'll carry over into at least the next morning, which 90% of them do, you can go in heavy at, you know, 450, you know, excuse me, 355, 356, sell into the pre-market buying or into the very morning. I mean, that morning little pop from guys who are loving the stock from the night before. You know, that's another way to make a nice little 7-8% every single day, 9% every single day on your money, among the other trading you do. Sometimes even better, depending on how high that gap up can be. You know, based on the history of the stock, of course. Yeah, I mean, those are two little things, man. If you need some quick cash, you know, you find a stock that's, you know, about to close and it's up 60%, and it's, you know, it's 356. Man, buy a couple thousand shares and sell it. You know, buy a couple shares just a minute before the market closes, and then sell it pre-market or when the market opens. You know, you're gonna have those MOO orders I talk about, market on open orders. You can sell it right to those suckers, man. Because, you know, you got the guys. I say this all the time. That guy who comes home from work, you know, working his little 9-to-5 job. He does his little scan at the night, and he sees this stock that's up 60%. He's like, oh, shit, I want a piece of that tomorrow. And he puts it in his order. You sell it to that sucker, man. You sell it to him. You know, get yourself right there, 5, 6, 7%, 8%. Right there, boom. Every time. Every time, man. I do that so damn much, it's ridiculous. You know? Anyway, we put out the little list. See some of you guys put that little list. Yeah, it's a great way to get extra. It's a great way to get quick cash. You know, sometimes I need an extra 400, 500,000 bucks. I just need to make some quick cash, and you know, for a stupid purchase or maybe to buy some more triples or some shit like that. And I'll do that. You know, if I miss a run, especially if I miss a run. If I miss a run, I was busy that day doing something else. You know, the last 2-3 minutes of the day, I'm putting in an order and I'm going to sell it to you pre-market, or I'm going to sell it to you when the bell opens. You know. Everybody, yeah, press like on this video. Press like on this video. Right now, press like, press like, press like. I appreciate you guys so much. You know that. I'll be back tomorrow, see how our stocks did. And then we'll close up the show, close up the week together on Friday. A lot of people tell me that you know, because they watch my show, the week goes by faster. Does it feel that way? When you watch my show, the week goes faster? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but People are like, damn, it's a Friday show already? We just had a Friday show. I'm like, yeah, man. Yes, 5 days have came and gone. 7 days or whatever it is have came and gone. Please join us in the Discord room. Up your stock game. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. Change that right now. Up your stock game. There it is. All right. Join us in the Discord room. I'm sure there's some guys probably already over there. Shout out to the Discord room. It's getting packed during the day, man. A lot of people leaving good stuff during the day in the Discord room. Also trading in there as well. Learning how to swing trade. All types of good shit going on in the Discord room. Let me go ahead and put that in there. There it is right there. That's the link to the Discord room. Cool Cats, you said, am I pumping DRUS? No, I'm not pumping DRUS. I'm telling you, it's a stock to watch, though. DRUS, man. DRUS. You see that move that it did back in 2016 with no volume? With basically no volume, how it went from 27 cents to $4. It could do it again. It can do it again. The stock is qualified to get a military contract, could get a military contract. All right, Drone USA, that's the company. Donald Trump is the president. We got the situation going on in Syria. We got 1,000 troops about to be sent out there to Syria. Drone USA, man. Keep your eye on it, man. I don't know any, knowledge about the stock about to be pumped or anything like that. I'm just saying, watch it. Appreciate it, Londell Carter. Yeah, a lot of tickers, man. A lot of tickers. Drones are the future. Drones are the future, and I like where the stock is. That's why I'm putting it out there. I like where the stock is right now. You're not high. You're not, you're at the low. You're at the sweet spot right now in DRUS, Drone USA. So that's all I'm saying. Lawrence Kane, Josiah, appreciate it, man. Eban R, Robert Pulo, Big Zini, Cool Cats. Need a life soon. Appreciate it. Cali Girl, thank you so much for the call. Dom Willis. He said about to listen to that Troy Ave. Shout out Troy Ave. Keith McConhead. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name. Appreciate you, sir. Brandon Jimerson, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Ricky Lindo, thank you, sir. Parker Mills. Shout out to all my callers today. I will see you guys back here, same time, same place, tomorrow. Happy trading, everyone. See you tomorrow. Parker Mills, you said one more ticker, and that's it. PLSB. Hold on, PLSB 35%. Damn, all right, 35% one day. Shit, come on, Parker Mills, man. You getting me in late, man. You getting me into this trade late. Damn, man. You might be chasing here. I don't know what's going on with the company right now, but you might be chasing here. Up 35%. 0080. We'll see what it does tomorrow. I'll see what it does tomorrow. I wouldn't jump in the AM just yet, though. But you might be chasing on this one. All right, guys. I'll talk at you in a bit, man. Take care, everyone. Yeah, motherfuckers blowing up my phone like. All right. Take care, everyone.